Turn that up. Turn that up. Testing loud. Wow, that is very loud. 1, 2, 3, loudy. All right. All right, you ready, Olivia? All right, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Wisconsin Rapids for today's non-conference softball matchup featuring the Green Devils out of Adams Friendship and the home Assumption Royals. Team Aves alongside Olivia Zimmerman here today from the Wisconsin Rapids Sports Quadplex on this Friday afternoon here in central Wisconsin. Assumption coming off of another state appearance last year, fell in the state semifinal to the Pacelli Cardinals. They are now into Division 4. We'll get into all that throughout the broadcast and what that means for the postseason in 7 short weeks. And the Adams Friendship Green Devils coming in 0-4 on the year, but they played they've scored a lot of runs in those 4 games. They took a trip last week, and a couple of Wisconsin teams and a couple of Ohio teams, I believe, in their path for those 4 games. Today's pregame show brought to you by Next Step Prosthetics, providing prosthetics and orthotics throughout central Wisconsin. Take your next step and contact them today. Assumption bringing back just about everybody. Lydia Smits, a graduate last year for Assumption, and she's going to be one that's missed out in center field for sure. But lose 1, gain a handful. 16 on the roster this year for Coach Charlie Nelson and Rob Schill. No Rob today. Ryan Hartman filling in for Rob as Rob out watching Ava Schill in collegiate softball today. And go through the starting lineups here in just a moment as, a lot of high hopes. A lot of high hopes for the Assumption Royals this year, and in a very, very stacked. We always talk about how good the Merriwood South is in a lot of sports. It's no different in high school softball as they are from top to bottom one of the toughest conferences in the state. Is the Merriwood South, and we'll go through that, of course, as well throughout our broadcast here tonight as Charlie Nelson walks out with Anna Schooley, Macy Vollert, the ace pitcher for the Royals, and Claire Nelson out there as well. And as the Green Devils make their way up to the plate as well. As softball is about to get underway here, we'll hear from our friends. We'll hear from our friends over at Next Step Prosthetics, Olivia, and then come back with your starting lineups. You're watching high school softball on Zaleski Sports, presented by ShedsDelivered.com.
Hi, I'm Shad from Next Step Prosthetics. 5 years ago, we opened our practice to provide life-changing prosthetics that are both comfortable and functional.
I would definitely recommend Shai.
Shai is very compassionate, caring.
We've grown to serve patients throughout Wisconsin. We want to thank them, their families, and providers who have trusted us on their journey.
Go to Next Step, because it's going to change your life.
Why wait another day? Call to set up a free, no-obligation evaluation. Let us take the next step together towards a better life.
All right, welcome back to the Wisconsin Rapids Area Sports Quadplex here in Wisconsin Rapids. A beautiful Friday night for high school softball as the Green Devils from Adams Friendship take on the Assumption Royals, being joined now by Paul Jaglinski. Paul, we were here about a year ago when this season started. Assumption took on Sevastopol, who they have a doubleheader against tomorrow, and a big big learning curve last year for the young Royals, but going to hopefully put the pieces together early here in this season.
Yeah, so I think a couple of different interesting things about this year's squad, which are unique. So first of all, welcome to Brian Hartman, who is joining the staff. Of course, the Assumption longtime baseball coach, coming over and helping out, where we know that Rob Schill is obviously still co-coaching with Charlie, but Ava is overplaying for the University of Green Bay Phoenix. So Rob trying to spend a little bit more time over there. So Brian's kind enough to be able to come and help out. So you've got a little bit of a different coaching dynamic. And then, Steve, it seems like it was just yesterday that to your point, we were here. But this Royals team is really interesting as Coach Nelson's looking up.
All right, we're ready to go.
Sorry about that. There's a little confusion on the field here, folks. We got it all sorted out. It's preseason or early season for everybody. But, Steve, I was saying, again, if you go back to this team last year, they graduated one senior, Lydia Schmidt, from center field. And, they have shown a replacement this year where you're bringing back Claire Nelson, of course, the Division II catcher going to Drury. Macy Vellert, an all-conference level type pitcher, Anna Schooley at short. But you add 3 freshmen that are going to play, some significant minutes for you, and all of a sudden you have, instead of an inexperienced squad, a group that has played year-round with some good bench or with some good depth on the bench for Coach Nelson, where he's got some pinch hitters and some pinch runners and some courtesy folks. So it's a little bit of a different feel compared to with what he had last year.
Yeah, and 16 players on the roster this year. That's probably got to be one of his higher marks that has been for Assumption softball last number of years. You mentioned it, Lydia Smith's graduating. And you kind of mismatch now. You move people around. I was talking to some folks before the game here. You lose Lydia in center, and then you throw it. Not too bad to have an Ari Kavanaugh out there in center field, one of the more athletic young ladies on the field.
I'm actually really excited in right field to have to see what Emerson Bry can do. Emerson is a year-round softball player. It's my understanding she's a slap hitter, but there's been some pretty high praise from the coaching staff in regards to Emerson's range and ability to go ahead and play the right field mark. So, again, where I think some of those were question marks last year, they're definitely strengths for this Royal squad this year. But, again, up the middle, we always talk about the fact up the middle, you got to be solid. So with Anna Schooley being at short, Macy on the mound, Claire behind the plate, you've got a real opportunity. Last year at third base, there was a question with Delaney Hahn. Now Delaney, of course, in her second year at third. Should be a fun Royal team in a very, very tough section. Are we allowed to start talking about that already?
Yeah, we will talk about that in a little while. First offering on the year, grounded over to Schooley, and a leadoff error for Anna Schooley. Piper Moyer reaches. And that is how the Royals start their 2025 season with a base runner for the Green Devils.
Adam's Friendship, of course, went to Florida, played 4 games on the year, if I'm not mistaken. Of course, this is maybe Assumption's first time outside all year long based upon the wonderful Wisconsin spring weather.
Kerrigan Danowski now squares the bunt, pops it up. Nelson catches it, throw to first, got her out that first, a double play.
Claire Nelson says, I will take care of the double play myself. Good job by Aoi getting back to first base, by Brianna trying to go ahead and get back to first base and being understanding of what was going on with the runner. So the Royals, right away with 2 outs, here in the top of the first inning.
Yeah, you raced one pretty quick. There's a strike to Kenna Kirstenlohr. Kenna, one of the top players, the top player on this Green Devils team, one of the top players in the South Central Conference as well. And looking forward to a fun year for McKenna. There's a swing and a miss. Yeah, quite a start. Have an error on Schooley. Then Danowski tries to bunt it, pops it up, and the senior to the freshman doubles her off.
One thing I can tell you, I like McKenna's batting gloves. It's one of my absolute favorites I've seen. They've got a little pink and blue stripe going on.
Cotton candy.
Yeah. Ooh, yeah, a little cotton candy. That's a well stated description right there. It it does make me a little hungry for sugar. We're at the ballpark. I think that works.
Nobody on, 2 away here in the top of the first. Vollard wheels and deals. Misses a bit high, and it's 1-2.
Steve, now this is going to be hard-pressing memory serve me, but if I'm not mistaken, I think last year that's the Vestpool opening game. Macy Vollard struck out 15 players, and still Assumption was not able to pull out the victory. So, again, There's her first strikeout of the year.
The 1-2 is swung on a miss. Vollard picks up her first strikeout. That's a Surf Pro Jamie Wenzel strikeout to start the year for Macy Vollard. We've played a half an inning. Adams Friendship, nothing. Assumption coming up. You're watching high school softball on Zaleski Sports, presented by ShedSliver.com.
Get more sales, more customers, more employees, more community support. Let Zaleski Sports help you today. Our advertising rates are less than what you have in your pocket now. People just like you watching this broadcast are your next customer or team member. Plus, you'll have the satisfaction of making sure that our light continues to shine on these student athletes. Use the phone. Tell us now. Are you tired of being a boring old tree, bird, or mythical war hero? Find the right job for you at Express Employment. Stop today and discuss positions that fit your abilities and qualifications, leading you to the perfect job. Always local, always strategically selected to match your skill set with local employers. There's a perfect job out there. Let Express Employment professionals help you find it. In Wausau, find jobs and apply online at expresspros.com.
All right, welcome back to Wisconsin Rapids. It'll be Riley Weaver in the circle for Adams Friendship. The batting order goes like this for Assumption: Anna Schooley, Ari Kavanaugh, Claire Nelson, Macy Vollard, Elena Owie, Lexi Stoffel, Brianna Owie, Delaney Hahn, and Emerson Bry for the Royals.
So, Steve, I have a question. Based upon the double play in the first inning, by baseball standards, is the perfect game still in play?
Nope.
Okay.
No, so there was one base runner, and so that's
so even though
the no-hitter is still.
So the no-hitter is still in play, and the face the minimum is still in play, but no longer the perfect game.
Correct.
Okay.
Yep.
I never understood how that went. I not a big scorecard guy, so I was just curious. I appreciate you clearing that up for me.
Schooley swings and misses, says it's 1 ball and 1 strike. And Schooley in her senior season, it's hard to believe. Obviously coming off of a state championship on the hardwood, and now seeing what she can do here on the diamond. 2-1 to Anna. Our good buddy Robin Austin making an appearance, taking pictures here for us this afternoon.
I once again, I just cannot believe that we're back here, sitting here again. It felt like just yesterday we were starting last year's season, sitting here, Steve, against the Festival. It's literally deja vu all over again.
3 balls and a strike to Anna Schooley as Riley Weaver in the circle for the Green Devils. A 3-1 and a leadoff walk to Anna Schooley. Good eye there by the senior.
How much would you like to bet that you're going to see Anna Schooley in motion on the first or the second pitch?
Gwen Grancy, the catcher. Ari Kavanaugh at the dish. I had a baseball game here last night, and the first of many here this summer. And there goes Schooley. The throw down to second. Head first slide. Good throw there by Grancy. And a good swipe tag by Kirstenlohr, but a stolen base for Anna Schooley.
You know, Anna is such a unique combination at the top of the lineup for the Royals because she's got great power where she can hit one off the bolt construction sign anytime that you'd like to. But the second you put her on base, she's also got that burst of quickness where she's able to swipe that base and get herself in the scoring position. That'll be interesting to see if Coach Nelson goes ahead and chooses to lay it on the bunt with Kavanaugh to advance her.
The 2-0 here to Ari. There's a strike. I guess we're in the business of making comparisons. You take a look at Anna Schooley comparatively to Ellie De La Cruz for the Cincinnati Reds, a very long, lanky ball player at shortstop that can hit for power and is as quick as lightning. So
yeah, that's an interesting comparison. Again, you're stretching my knowledge. I'm not a huge baseball guy, Steve, so I'll take your word for it. But I'm told that that's a pretty solid comparison. The Twitter field likes the comparison. You're getting favorable reviews. You're trending, Steve, trending.
3 balls and 2 strikes to Kavanaugh. And high and away, back-to-back walks to start here, and now the always dangerous Claire Nelson at the plate for Assumption. From head to toe for all your orthopedic needs, place your trust in Wisconsin River Orthopedics. Learn more at WROinstitute.com.
Of course, Claire Nelson going to go ahead and go on to Drury College, Division II in Missouri, post her high school career.
over the top of the helmet there of Claire. I don't know if we can see it on the camera very well, but as a catcher, you like to get as many advantages as you can. Claire Nelson has her fingernails painted a fluorescent orange to give the signs to her pitchers here today. The 1-0 away, 2-0.
In honor of that first pitch and Bobby Euchre just a bit inside. I still can't believe Euchre's gone.
Yeah,
Just watching Brewer baseball just does not have the same feel without Coach without Bob.
2-0, high and tight again, 3-0. Yeah, we talk about these small schools and players playing, student athletes playing multiple sports. The first three batters here, there's a 3-0 here to Claire. There's just missed a bit outside. 3 walks to start here for Assumption. But you talk about the opportunity, or the girls that play multiple sports, as Jordan Jaglinski out to run here for Claire Nelson. The first 3 girls here, and now 4 that are on base for Assumption, and you can talk to it better than any, but all of them on that state basketball team just a couple of weeks ago, all of them playing multiple sports.
Yeah, I think it's so important at a small school to be a multi-sport athlete and just really find a way to go ahead and contribute. You know, and we talked about it, Steve, honestly, when you look at Coach Nelson's bench this year, you know, you talk about with 16 players, but it gives them an opportunity to use an opportunity like a Jordan Jaglinski to come in and run as a courtesy runner for Claire Nelson, whereas last year you just weren't able to go ahead and do that. As Macy quickly finds herself in an 0-2 hole.
Bases are loaded with nobody out. Infield plays in for the Green Devils. And Macy Vollert at the dish, trying to give herself a cushion here. The 0-2. Foul back, staying alive is the senior.
I really think it's a great addition for Coach Nelson to add Coach Hartman to the piece. I think anytime you can bring in another baseball, and I know baseball, softball is a little different, but another baseball mind and guy, it's a big thing.
The 0-2 and a big swing and a miss and a strikeout to Assumption. Riley Weaver picks up the strikeout, and that'll bring up the freshman Elena Howie.
So this is one of the new additions for the Royals, one of multiple freshmen that are expected to step in and contribute.
And Elena looks at a ball high and away. Elena and Brianna both the whole right side is whole right side of the defense for Assumption are freshmen.
You know, I think to your point on that, Steve, you know, how do you continue to develop a program like Coach Nelson and Coach Hill have had where year in and year out you're competitive and you have a good squad? And that's exactly right. I mean, you continue to have that right mix between young ball players and older ball players each year.
A 1-2, that one hit the inside corner, 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Well, it supposedly hit the inside corner. The zone it's a wide zone.
The 1-2. Swung on and missed. Weaver with back-to-back strikeouts, and there's 2 away now for Lexi.
So after 3 walks to start, up comes Lexi Stoffel, who I believe was all-conference honorable mention last year, in a big spot, now needing a base hit or a walk in order for the Royals to get on the board.
Stofflet looks at a ball. She stepped into some big moments last year, had some big-time hits for Assumption in her time last year. Swung on and missed there, 1-1.
You know, it'd be interesting for the Royals. You know, playing in the gym versus being able to get outside is just a little bit different from a fielding, from a hitting standpoint, Steve.
The 1-1 fouled into the screen, and now Weaver is 1 pitch away from getting out of this jam here in the bottom of the first.
She weavered into and perhaps out of trouble. If she gets out of it with bases loaded and nobody on, it's a Dreamweaver situation.
The 1-2 and a swing and a miss. Walks 3, strikes out 3. We've played 1 complete. And Adams Friendship gets out of the jam. It's 0-0 through 1. You're watching high school softball on Zaleski Sports, presented by ShedsLiver.com.
Ski's Meat Market is your locally owned premier meat market filled with so many delicious favorites featuring hundreds of varieties of bratwurst, chicken, pork, steak, and so much more. No matter what you're looking for, everything you'll find at Ski's Meat Market is always fresh with so many local gems, including pizzas, salsas, deli meats, and a variety of homemade dips, pasta salads, veggies, loaded baked potatoes, and drinks. Ski's is a one-stop shop for all your culinary needs. They're always adding new flavors and specialty products Ski's Meat Market on Highway 10 East in Stevens Point. Their quality is worth the stop.
The auto service specialist at Sherrill Tire and Auto Service can change your oil, fix your brakes, align your vehicle, make that check engine light go away, and more. Great service from great people at Sherrill Tire and Auto Service. Find your location at SherrillTire.com.
You know what I'm saying.
Welcome back to Wisconsin Rapids, as it will be Weaver, Grancy, and Messenheimer for the Green Devils. Again, it's turned out to be a beautiful afternoon here in central Wisconsin. Have a couple of windows open. That's fouled straight back into the screen. We might close a window at during game 2. If, again, as of right now, the situation is that we will have a second game, but that will be determined after this first one, depending on the temperature and want, I guess, from what I have been told.
So, Steve, now the Green Devils are South Central Conference, just like basketball. Nothing changes there?
Yep.
Okay. Still same team, still same everything. It's not like football where it changes?
Line into left center field, a base hit for Riley Weaver, and she's going to stand in at second base with a leadoff double for the Green Devils pitcher.
Green Devils pitcher doing a little bit of everything, working in and out of trouble in the first inning, then just hits a rope between the left and center field ball out there. Kavanaugh, you can already see she's got a fantastic arm as she went ahead and threw that in a little bit too late.
And we got a courtesy runner here for the Green Devils. Got a picture of it here. Rotar out to run for Adams Friendship. Yep, in the South Central with Nakusa, Wisconsin Dells, Westfield, I think, is in there. Maybe not. Is Westfield in South Central?
I think
Division?
Westfield is.
Conference?
Mauston, if I'm not mistaken. I don't think Toma.
No. Yeah, those
it's not
Wisconsin
a Toma.
Dells.
No, it starts with a W, though.
And one here to Gwen Grancy.
No, now I'm going to have to look at WinSports. It's going to bother me. It does start with a W, though. It's not Toma, but it's going to sound like Toma. It's like, what Toma, maybe?
It could be Watoma.
It sounds awful. Anyway, you mind your business. I'll figure it out for us. Here. Give me a second.
0-2 here to Grancy. Misses outside. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Macy Vollert in the circle. Kylie Carroll in left. Ari Kavanaugh in center. Emerson Bry out and right for the Royals. The 1-2 coming home. Swung on and missed. Vollert picks up her second strikeout, and there's one away. That's another Serve Pro Jamie Wenzel strikeout. That'll bring up Kira Meisenheimer for the
number 13, second baseman Kira Meisenheimer.
The second baseman for Adams Friendship. Runner stands at second with 1 out. Vollert's back home, hits the outside corner for a strike.
I know we have many people at home on the edge of their seat like Brian Roosh. They're just wondering. So, again, South Central Conference, Adams Friendship, Mauston, Nakusa, Watoma, Westfield, and Wisconsin Dells.
The 0-1. Swung on a miss behind the fastball, and it's 0-2. That's why we keep you around, Paul.
It's one of those deals. I'm a fountain of misinformation, but eventually I figure it out there, which is interesting. So are they Division III then come playoff time, Steve? Do you know?
2, just missed outside.
I'll take a look.
Yeah, I'm not sure. We'll go through all of the sectionals and stuff maybe between games. The 1-2 missed high. 2 balls and 2 strikes. That 0-2 pitch just missed on that outside corner for Macy Vollert. And it evens it up at 2-2.
My apologies. I'm still in playoff mode. It's all good stuff here. So
the 2-2 here from Vollert. Popped up and out of play. Look out back here. Right in front of a couple of patrons to our right. 2 balls and 2 strikes. They're not fans anymore. Patrons all around with the Masters coming up next weekend already.
Boy, that's unbelievable to see that it's there.
2-2. Rolled it in there. Count runs full.
Still one of my favorite things that always circulates at this time of the year is everything you can buy for $30 at the Masters, and it's like 9 egg salad sandwiches or like 15 beers, or it's just amazing that the prices are so in line. I'd love to be that to make it there one day.
3-2 and missed. And a 1-out walk. Runners at first and second now. The one thing, they are very particular, obviously, at Augusta. with the Masters. You can't have any cell phones. You have to dress a specific way, and obviously with the most prestigious golf tournament in the world, you got to have some barriers set. Jillian Rowenberg now at the plate. Ronenberg and squares the bunt, fouled it, and it's 0-1.
One of my favorite one of my favorite questions that people often ask is that if all you had to do was putt at the Masters, so everybody else had to play it normally, all the pros had to play it normally, and you just had to putt from the farthest spot on every green, do you think you could win it? And the answer is absolutely not. Not even close.
The 0-1 is good for a strike, nothing in 2.
I would be Happy Gilmore with the clown scene where I'd be like, "Go on your home ball." It's just no way that's the case. But yeah, going to be great TV, and of course the women's Final Four tonight, the men's Final Four tomorrow.
The 0-2 missed a bit outside. Coming back from Alabama last week, had an opportunity to watch a show on the flight home, and one of them was about the 2019 Masters. There's a swing and a miss, and there's 2 away. Strikeout number 3 for Vollert. That's another Surf Pro Jamie Wenzel strikeout. But one of the most unbelievable Masters of all time, the 2019 Masters with Tiger Woods making his comeback and winning that Masters was one of the most spectacular moments in sports history. That is a ground ball over to Schooley. That one hits the runner Weaver, and that'll end our top of the second inning. We'll go through all that on how that goes in the scorebook. We'll talk about it when we come back. In the bottom of the second, you're watching high school softball on Zaleski Sports, presented by ShedsDeliver.com.
Hi, I'm Josh Marks, owner of Infinity Exteriors. 9 out of 10 brand new roofs can't pass a simple manufacturer warranty inspection, meaning 9 out of 10 brand new roofs have no warranty. Infinity operates on principles instilled in my Marine Corps service: honor, courage, and commitment. Infinity is meticulous craftsmanship, unbeatable quality, and always at the best price. Infinity buys more, pays less, passing those savings directly to you. We're booking new roofs, siding, and windows. Call today.
You're gonna love it. You're gonna love home furniture.
Hi, this is Jill from Home Furniture and Design. Since 1970 and 4 generations, our family has been proudly offering quality furniture like Lazy Boy, Serta, and Amish to Central Wisconsin. We also offer free in-home design with our professionally trained designers to help you create a space that is uniquely yours, whether it's just a sofa or the entire home.
You're gonna love it. You're gonna love home furniture.
West Grand Avenue, Wisconsin Rapids, and Post Road in Plover.
Brianna Howie to lead things off for the Assumption Royals here in the bottom of the second. There's a swing and a miss. Looking at how things pan out here, so it'll be interesting. I'll have to go and see how they scored it in the on Game Changer. There's a swing and a miss from Howie, but from what I can tell, that the runner is out and the batter is awarded first base, and it's technically a hit, but it ended an inning, so we'll have to see how that plays out. There's a swing and a miss, 4 strikeouts in a row for Riley Weaver, and there's 1 away for Delaney Hahn.
Yeah, so again, interference is an offensive play. Obstruction, of course, would be the defense, just for the people at home, just kind of taking a look in terms of where it goes. The batter would technically be awarded first base, and the act, the runner or the batter that caused the interference is immediately caused out. Everybody would go back to the last base that they occupied. The whole hit thing is something I can tell you from an umpire standpoint. I can tell you that's the mechanic. What goes in the book, though, Steve, is something that is, once again, above my understanding.
Wow, look at the English on that bunt, and she's going to be out at first. Wow, that was crazy. The bunt it bunted in foul territory, spun enough in fair territory, and a nice play behind the plate by Gwen Grancy for the second out.
That's one of those moments where the ball, how it spins on turf, and the ball, how it spins in the mud or in the grass field, would be completely different.
Emerson Bry, right?
Bry.
Emerson Bry at the plate. First offering is missed on the outside corner.
So, Steve, I have been told that the expectation for Emerson is that she's going to act as a second leadoff hitter. And with her being a slapper and Anna coming behind, it provides a significant opportunity for Anna to be able to go ahead and not only pick up some RBI opportunity, but we know that from the hoop season, Emerson is very fast and is a year-round softball player. So I know there's very high expectation for young Emerson as she's playing right and hitting ninth for this Royal squad.
There's a swing and a miss, and she's got the right number to do it, the right jersey to do it, in the old Kristen Casey jersey. So wearing the 35 for Assumption.
It was my understanding that jersey was retired. Did she take it out of the rafters to be able to come back?
The 2-1, ooh, good for a strike, and evens it up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Riley Weaver comes set. Anna Schooley waits on deck. High and tight to the number 9 hitter. Full count here with 2 outs in the bottom of the second. We are scoreless in this opening game for Assumption. Game number 5 for the Green Devils. And the 3-2. Chopper over to third base. Piper Moyer makes the play and ends the second inning. 3 up, 3 down. We played 2. You're watching high school softball on Zaleski Sports, presented by ShedsLiver.com.
Culligan Water delivers. From your first call, to your first sip, to your first soak. Culligan, give us a tap. The only water that comes with a van.
Take your valuable possessions from outdoors to indoors with help from ShedsDelivered.com. It's your one-stop shop for sheds, barns, cabins, garages, greenhouses, chicken coops, and hunting blinds, all crafted by skilled Amish artisans. Headquartered in Loyal, Rod and April make it easy. Just visit ShedsDelivered.com to design your perfect structure. With short lead times and free delivery and installation, Sheds Delivered is the smart choice for outdoor storage. That's ShedsDelivered.com. Go today.
Morgan Pear to lead things off, 9-1-2 for the Green Devils.
So to provide clarity, the interference was scored as a fielder's choice.
Okay. And not missed by much there, and it's 1-0.
And I asked, does it make a difference that it ended the inning? And the answer is no. It would be scored as a fielder's choice, irregardless, per Coach Nelson. So just as an FYI there.
Fouled back, 1 ball and 1 strike. Back to the top of the order after Morgan Pear at the plate. So left on base, then they would have 2 left on base in that inning. All right.
And
we're working through it. Oh, line drive to right field. The number 9 hitter, Morgan Pear, getting the job done. Nicely done from the left fielder.
Nice piece of hitting. She took an inside fastball from Macy on a 1-1 pitch and pulled it down the line. That's not something you see done against Macy very often, as hard as she throws.
Now back to the top of the order, and Piper Moyer reached on an error from Anna Schooley to lead this game off, and then it was doubled off on the bunt by Kerrigan Danowski. Squares the bunt and offered at it. And she tried to pull it back, but didn't pull it back in time. It's 0-1.
Yeah, as you do expect, you got a leadoff hitter looking to go ahead and bunt and advance the runner. Not surprised to see the Green Devils try to manufacture a run. It's going to be tough to score off of Macy.
The 0-1. Going to be lifted to left, backing up, and it's going to one-hop the wall. The throw to third. It is in time. Do they get her? No, not in time. Hahn didn't get the tag. A nice slide there by Pear. And now the Green Devils with 2 in scoring position.
Ari Kavanaugh showed off her rifle, though, however. That ball one-hopped off the fence. Ari, from deep in left center field, threw an absolute bullet to third base on a bang-bang play. But now second and third with nobody out, and here comes the Green Devils with their best chance to score today.
Kerrigan Danowski popped up on her in her first at-bat on a bunt attempt, and it's 0-1. Green Devils a golden opportunity here in the top of the third inning. Vollard wheels and deals home. Squares the bunt, pops it up again right in front of the mound to first, and everybody's going to be safe. And going to second will be Danowski. So Danowski will reach on the, I'll give unfortunate error there for Claire Nelson. And Danowski reaches second.
Would the error go on Nelson? Or
probably because it took Aui off the base.
Oh, so but it was Macy Vollert that threw it.
Oh, was it?
Yes.
Oh, my apologies.
Yep. No, I just wanted to make sure it was kind of the case because I didn't know if you were talking about the play home that allowed the runner to advance or exactly
on the throw.
Yes. Okay. So on the throw. So it was Macy Vollert that fielded it, looked the runner back to third, threw it to first, pulled Aui off the base, and then Aui tried to throw it back home for what have you. So anyway, 1-0 Green Devils. Runners on second and third.
Yep. Still nobody out.
And now the dangerous hitting.
Kenna Kirstenlohr. Corner infield plays in. 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Misses low and in. Green Devils looking for more.
Number 21, shortstop.
Looking for more here.
How do I get the runs on there? I don't see where
First offering, and that's going to be hit foul. Some Moyer with a little matrix there down the third base side. 2 on, 1 across, and no outs. 1 ball and 1 strike. Riley Weaver on deck. She doubled her last at bat. That misses low and in. 2-1. Danowski at second. Moyer at third. Kirstenlohr at the plates. Going to be popped up a mile in the air. Nelson giving it a look, and it's going to fall into the bleacher area. And Kirstenlohr with new life here for the Green Devils. A reminder that Metallico in Wisconsin Rapids is one of North America's largest aluminum billet and slab producers. Come get to know Metallico and how their mission, visions, and values set them apart. Find your future job at Metallico and on Metallico.com. The 1-2, weak ground ball to first, not in time. Everybody's going to be safe. An infield base hit for Kirstenlohr and an RBI there for McKenna.
So I've often said for many years, Steve, baseball, softball is a weird ball game. Sometimes you take the hardest hit line drive, it goes at somebody, and you take a look at it being an out. In that case, you pound that ball into the ground. It takes a weird hop. You have a fast runner. I thought Hahn did a nice job of fielding it, coming up, throwing to first base. Unfortunately, was unable to get the out, and so we are at first and third. Nobody out. 2-0 Green Devils.
First offering is in for a strike, dropped by Nelson. A defensive indifference. It'll be I'll give him a stolen base. It's a lot easier to write that in than a defensive indifference. 2-0 Green Devils. Back in scoring position for Riley Weaver, who doubled her first time up. Deep center field, backing up. Kavanaugh at the wall, and it's gone! A 3-run home run for Riley Weaver right off the top of the glove of Ari Kavanaugh. Ari comes up slow as it looked like her arm nearly had it, and that's what she said. I think she had it and then hit the fence and went over the wall. A tough break there for Assumption, and it's 5-0 Green Devils.
You know, you talk about sometimes, Steve, the importance of communication in basketball. You would say on a pick, you want to make sure you let your teammate know. In that case, Kavanaugh took a pretty hard shot to the fence. Now, we're a little bit of a ways away from it, so maybe it looks worse from here than what it did. But, you know, the conversation of fence is something that might be a discussion. But the Green Devils explode here for 5 runs in the top of the 5th inning. A couple unfortunate defensive plays and a big swing of the bat, and now the Royals find themselves in a big hole.
Top of the 3rd, still nobody out. And misses low and in. Grancy struck out her last time up. Infinity Exteriors, installing peace of mind, roofing, siding, and windows built to last, saving our communities from unscrupulous contractors. We guarantee quality you can trust. The 1-0 fouled straight back. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. It would have been a web gem if Ari would have been able to make that catch, but an unfortunate collision with that fence out there, and it, I believe, from our angle anyway, and the way she was talking to her outfielders, she had it and then popped out when she hit the fence.
Honestly, I'm just glad the way that her arm snapped a little bit. I was just glad to see Kavanaugh not shaking it off or have any ill effects from that regards, as that looked like a pretty hard collision between her and the fence.
2-1 here from Vollert. There's a strike, and evens it up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Still nobody out here in the third. 5 across for the Green Devils. Ballard comes set and rolls it in there. Count runs full. Whitetail Properties Real Estate is your premier hunting land, farmland, and recreational land broker. If you're looking to buy or sell, Central Wisconsin agents are Brian and Evan Roosh at whitetailproperties.com. The payoff coming home, and got her. Just missed slightly, not by much. And another base runner, the 7th hitter of the inning, coming up here for Adams Friendship.
Hey, Steve, did you hear about the wig that escaped from the Wood County Jail?
I did not.
Yeah, police are combing the area to find it, so it's
Kira Meisenheimer now squares the bunt, pulls it back. A strike down to second, and it's going to be safe. And there, a stolen base for Gwen Grancy. And 0-1 now to Meisenheimer.
That's not something you see a whole lot. Typically, teams do not challenge Claire Nelson and her arm, very, very often across the way. So the Green Devils being aggressive on the base paths.
Misses high and tight to Meisenheimer. 1 ball and 1 strike.
I suppose when you're up 5 runs, you can be a little bit more aggressive on the base paths in terms of where it goes. But that's not something you see a whole lot.
1 ball and 1 strike. Misses high again. Vollard struggling with command here in the third. 2-1 count.
It'll be interesting to see, Steve, if Coach Nelson does end up needing to make a pitching change, and of course, I think you're pretty early on it. What the outfield shift would be if Emerson would go to center, and then where Macy would go, and then how would that work if when they take a look at it again. Last year, I think it was pretty cut and dry for Coach Nelson in terms of what the options were, but this year, lots of opportunities there if you have to make that change.
2-2 coming back. Line to left. Carroll over on it. Makes the catch. Good range there by Kylie. And the first out of the inning is made on a line drive out there to left field.
Solid play by Kylie Carroll in left for the Royals' first out of the inning. 5-0 here in the top of the third inning. Green Devils with a big 3-run shot by
Riley Weaver. There's a swing and a miss.
She pitches, she hits, she does it all for this Green Devil squad.
Yeah, and you saw it even on that hit or on that out by Meisenheimer. They're squaring up Macy pretty well here in the third inning. The 0-1 is good for a strike. 0-2 now to Ronenberg.
So is that one team has played 4 games on the year and one team has not? Is that early in the year just kind of missing your spot a little bit? Yep. It'd be interesting to see in terms of where that goes, because we saw Macy just be absolutely dominating last year in conference play, Steve.
The 0-2 misses outside. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Yeah, being outside for the first time and being on the turf, getting your footing right and all that. All those factors.
Actually, all the way through that state run, Macy was virtually unhittable.
2 balls and 2 strikes now to Ronenberg. Katie Jackson waiting on deck. The 8th hitter of the inning here for the Green Devils. Along top of the third. Here with still only 1 out. The 2-2. Popped up behind third. Schooley ranges to left field and makes the catch in shallow left field, and there's 2 away. Nice play there by Anna Schooley, and that'll bring up Katie Jackson, who was the unfortunate recipient of a hard hit ball that hit her teammate in the last half inning. Get a base runner here. Robbins coming in to run for the Green Devils. Coming in to run for the catcher, Grancy. 9th hitter of the inning. The Green Devils have batted around here in the third inning. Fowler kicks and fires again. Swung on and missed. And it's 0-1 here to Katie Jackson. Grounded out to Schooley to end that second inning. Go through all the numbers here in just a moment when the third inning ends. Misses high. Nelson snags it out of the air. Only 1 error. 1, 2, 3, 4 hits for the Green Devils. 1 ball and 1 strike here from Vollert. popped up again over to Hahn at third. She makes the catch, and that'll end the third inning for Adams Friendship. 5 runs on 4 hits. There was an error and 1 left on. We've played 2.5. New score, Adams Friendship 5, Assumption nothing. You're watching high school softball on Zaleski Sports, presented by ShedsLiver.com.
At Nicolay Bank, we believe that our hometown communities are the backbone of what makes Wisconsin special. From Crivets to Manitowoc and Algoma to Grand Chute, you see a thriving community with Nicolay Bank working as a partner, acting not as a corporation, but a community. When we serve together with local entrepreneurs and leaders, great things happen. That is our guiding principle. A strong and successful hometown means a strong and successful Wisconsin. We are proud to be a part of that. Nicolay Bank. Real people, real conversations.
Does your roof need attention? Don't replace it, restore it with Seamless Commercial Roofing. Our process is guaranteed and a fraction of the cost of replacement with no downtime. When your roof needs attention, call Seamless Commercial Roofing in Marshfield.
All right, welcome back to Wisconsin Rapids. Top of the order here for Assumption, Schooley, Kavanaugh, and Nelson. 1, 2, and 3 in the order. Again, that's could have asked for a better start offensively for Assumption. That first inning got 3 walks, but then Riley Weaver hunkered down and got then struck out the next 3. And Anna Schooley would be at the plate. She didn't see she saw 1 strike in that in her first at bat. Weaver fires home and misses a tad bit inside, and it's 1-0.
Steve, I just was taking a look at it. I see a very busy day on the network out there for baseball and softball action across the way.
Yeah, I had a couple of – there's a foul back, 1 ball and 1 strike. 3 Columbus Catholic games down in Mauston, 2 baseball, 1 softball. Have 3 games up at that new beautiful Green Heck facility at DC Evers tonight in softball. Doubleheader here, doubleheader about 10 feet behind us. There's another swing and a miss. And 1 ball and 2 strikes. Weaver is changing eye level and changing direction on those pitches. It is so far so good for Riley Weaver after those first 3 walks.
I'm excited to see that new facility at up at DC Everest there, the Green Heck Center.
The 1-2 just missed a bit low, 2-2.
My understanding, there's 2 fields in the complex. Is that correct?
Yep. Or they can play 2 softball games at the same time. I think Chris Conley up there right now doing Mosney and Eau Claire North. Fouled back.
Yeah, one of those deals which is if you happen to click on it, you can just get a sense for the field and taking a look at it. Obviously, lots of lines on the field. That's one of the things that you notice. They use that facility for so many different, for Little League and softball and soccer and football. And
2-2 line right over the head of Piper Moyer. And Anna Schooley's going to truck in for a leadoff double. And that is why they call it the hot corner. Piper Moyer just able to get out of the way.
So Anna Schooley once again reaches second base. Again, gets the Royals their first hit of the season here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Royals trail 5-0, but we know this is an offense, a team that's capable of big innings with their particular lineup, especially with the top of the lineup.
Ari Kavanaugh now at the plate with a runner at second and nobody out. There's a ball misses high. You talk about everything that they can play in there. You got soccer, softball, football, lacrosse, just about everything that you would want to play on a turf facility they've got up there in at DC Everest.
The embarrassment of riches continues for the Everest School District. Obviously their football stadium.
There's a big swing and a miss.
Steam Field has been considered to be one of the premier. They were one of the first turf fields and has been the host of many sectionals and many great games. And now the Green Heck Center, obviously from not only the ice hockey, but now from just the turf facility, pretty outstanding.
2-1. Kavanaugh pulls it back. 3 balls and a strike. Yeah, I joked about it during the Legion regionals last year that were played at Simon Field at DC Everest. At some point, you just got to have to rename the school Green Heck High School. I mean, 3-1. There's a strike right at the knees, and it's count runs full at 3-2.
Ari Kavanaugh at the plate last year, Steve, was a real pleasant surprise for the Royals with the jump that she made. Offensively, she was very tough all season long.
3-2, a swing and a miss, and right underneath the hands, and that's strikeout number 5 for Riley Weaver. I'll bring up Claire Nelson with one out.
Catcher Claire Nelson.
Of course, Claire Nelson led Assumption in just about every offensive category last season in terms of where it goes. I think she only struck out twice all season last year.
First offering scoots in there. Nice block back there by Grancy, and it's 1-0 to the Assumption catcher, Claire Nelson. Riley Weaver has really settled down and pitched well here after those first 3 leadoff hitters. Popped up and into the screen. Look out back there. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Now, is that like the old days? Like if you catch it off the net, you get half an out? It's like 50 instead of 100 points?
I bet you if they were playing Savannah Banana rules, he probably would have been out if they would have if you catch it. The 1-1. Low and away, 2-1.
Has anybody checked to see if Claire's got a torpedo bat, or is that only a Yankees thing?
2 balls and a strike here to Nelson.
Did I see they already banned those bats, by the way?
Not yet, I don't think. 2-1, hit deep to right field, backing up on it is Jackson, still backing up, and Claire Nelson with a 2-run home run to deep right field. And the Royals get on the board here in the bottom of the 3rd inning, 5-2. The new score.
Claire Nelson put a stewardess on that thing because she absolutely tattooed it. My goodness. Oh, there's a baseball from the opposite field that came over. Luckily, everybody's okay. They were aiming, I believe, at Missy Nelson, who was a little bit excited on Claire's home run. But, yeah, interesting shot. Like I said, Claire Nelson took an inside fastball and absolutely deposited it to right field to get the Royals on the board. 5-2 here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Still only 1 out, and now comes up the pitcher, Macy Vollert.
Vollert's struck out on 3 pitches in her first at-bat, swung at that first fastball. Yeah, we got 3 games going on. JV to our left, JV baseball. Varsity baseball behind us, and or to our right, and of course our game here. So lots going on here at the Quadplex. It's going to be another busy spring and summer here in Wisconsin Rapids.
I see
the 1-1 fouled back off the home plate umpire off of his shoulder, and it's 1-2. And 1 ball and 2 strikes.
I see that we have people running over on the Rapids track as well. I believe tomorrow is the indoor state championship for track and field at Whitewater as well, if I'm not mistaken.
1 ball and 2 strikes here to Macy Vollert.
Couple classy moves. Coach Nelson brought Macy Vollert down to go ahead and give the umpire a little bit of time. Then the catcher ran the ball up, making sure that's all set to go. As somebody that wears the pads from time to time, it's always much appreciated.
1 ball and 2 strikes. And pop back and staying alive. Have Quality Plus Printing design and print for you. Invitations, tickets, booklets, banners, labels, postcards, programs, and so much more. All done with amazing custom work, quick turnaround time, and awesome customer service. Quality Plus Printing, getting your words out. The 1-2 inside evens it up at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Weaver does a nice job of mixing the ball inside, outside, high, and low. I would say that she probably would not want to throw that high fastball again to Claire Nelson next time, but does a really nice job of mixing that ball the way around. As just misses the ball off the inside corner for a 3-2 count.
Counter is full here to Macy Vollert. Didn't miss by much. Kicks and fires, swung on and missed. It's dropped, and they will secure the out as Vollert will head back to the dugout nonetheless. And there's 2 away now for Elena Owie, strikeout number 6 for Riley Weaver. Ritchie Funeral Home has been serving family after family in Nakusa and Wisconsin Rapids since 1957. Find the very best in personal service at Ritchie Funeral Home or find them online at ritchiefuneralhome.com. As Elena Owie swings at that one, and it's 0-1. And Weaver fires again. Misses inside to Elena Owie. Lexi Stofflet awaiting on deck. Weaver wheels and deals. And a swing and a miss at a high one there. And it's 1 ball and 2 strikes to Elena Owie. Assumption back in action tomorrow. Doubleheader here against Sevastopol at 12 noon. And that will end our 3rd inning as Riley Weaver strikes out 3 more. We have played 3 complete. 2-run home run from Claire Nelson. And I'll see what Coach Nelson might have here for us. We'll have a change coming up. You're watching High School Softball on Zaleski Sports, presented by ShudsLiver.com.
Welcome to Bruce Orthodontics, where we provide comprehensive orthodontic care to patients of all ages. We are now accepting new patients, and we accept most insurances.
Orthodontics is much more than just a job to me. It is my passion and my life. What separates us from other orthodontists is constant continuing education for myself and my staff, compassion, and dedication. Here at Bruce Orthodontics, we change lives one smile at a time. I'd love the opportunity to meet you and transform your smile.
Call us to set up your free consultation today.
After a couple years of this, it's time for more money, more opportunity. That's where Mid-State Technical College comes in. Got a passion for helping people? Maybe you like cars. Are you into science? Are you good with computers? No matter your path, we've got cutting-edge classes with field-trained professionals and better tuition options. Stop getting by and level up today.
Welcome back to Wisconsin Rapids. Some defensive changes here for the Royals. Just a straight switch. Ari Kavanaugh from center field to pitcher. Macy Voller goes from pitcher to second. And Elena Owie goes from second to right. And Emerson Bry goes to center field from right field.
So that answers the question. What would Coach Nelson do when it came time to find a sub or to make a pitching change? So you kind of understand that those are probably the two primary lineups that you'll see quite frequently this year for Coach Nelson and Coach Hill.
Morgan Pear at the plate. She singled on a rope to right field her first time up. And that is how that rally started in the third inning. Went right over the head of Brianna Owie, and there's a swing and a miss from Parr, and it's evened up at a ball and a strike.
Ari had a nice year as the Royals' second pitcher last year. Looks like she's throwing a little bit harder year over year in terms of where it goes compared to where Vollert was. Macy is a little bit more of a spin and a placement pitcher. Ari appears to be a little bit more of a power, or at least that's the way it was in years past, but off to a really nice start.
The 1-2 pitch. It popped up and drifting foul, and it remains 1-2. I had an opportunity to talk to Ari after one of the basketball games this winter. Is that week when it was like 60 or 70 degrees. I said, "You pumped up for softball?" She said, "I want to go out there right now." It was a beautiful week that time of the year, and she was pumped up and ready to go. The 1-2 misses high and evens it up at 2-2. When plumbing goes wrong, where can you turn? The answer is simply Williams Plumbing and Heating. For new construction or remodel and working with residential or commercial, put your trust in Williams Plumbing and Heating. Lined to Schooley and makes the catch on the line, and there's one away. One up and one down now. Back to the top of the order, and Piper Moyer. She one-hopped the wall back in the third inning to left center field.
Batting number 16, third baseman Piper Moyer.
Moyer's been on base twice, reached on an error, and doubled. The first offering to Moyer is good for a strike.
Yeah, hit the ball hard both times. If you remember right in that first inning, that was a hard hit ball that just hit Schooley in the palm that she was unable to field cleanly.
Kavanaugh spun that one in there. Nothing in two. Looked good and then just dropped out there.
I was just going to say, I don't know. We are sitting directly behind home plate. That thing was almost like a major league curveball. That was impressive to see.
The 0-2 missed outside. 1-2.
I don't know that I don't know I've ever really seen a ball move that way, but it looks nasty. I can already tell you I am not hitting off Ari Kavanaugh.
1-2. And pulled the string on that one. There's a Surf Pro Jamie Wenzel strikeout, and there's two away. So come with the heat and spin it past you and then pull the string on you, and it's a strikeout.
I have to admit, we are in a prime vantage seat to watch that, Steve. That was maybe one of the most fun at-bats I've seen to watch either as an umpire or as a broadcaster ever. That was impressive.
Kerrigan Danowski looks at a strike in the outside corner. It's 0-1. She popped up and reached on an error in her two at-bats here so far. 0 for 1 officially. low and away. Brewers back in action tonight. Had a 1-0 win last night. You want to talk about tough breaks. The third straight game for the Cincinnati Reds that they lost 1-0. There's a swing and a miss, and they had a nice little graphic up after the Brewers won. It's the 6th time. Again, Major League Baseball has been around for, 150 years? It's the 6th time in baseball history that a team has lost 3 games in a row, 1-0.
Well, and it's so interesting because Nestor threw for the Brewers last night. In the first game against the Yankees, there were such high expectations, and I think he gave up, 19 runs or something like that. And then last night, he, of course, doesn't give up a run, and the Brewers look completely different. It's insane.
2-2 rolls in. Their counter runs full at 3-2.
It does make you wonder if eventually the torpedo bat will be banned, and if they do ban that as an illegal equipment, what do they do with those games? Do they go back and take a look at that and disqualify the Yankees for that?
3-2, bounce back to Kavanaugh, and a perfect 1-2-3 inning. For Assumption, that's exactly what the Royals needed. We played 3.5, already halfway through this one. 5-2 Adams Friendship. You're watching high school softball on Zaleski Sports, presented by ShedSlivered.com.
At Ridgetop, we are your trusted, local, affordable exterior renovations expert. Isn't that right, Bo?
Exactly, especially when we are working on someone's biggest investment.
Can you give us an example, Bo?
Well, there was this house. We replaced the roofing, siding, and windows. Then, they left a 5-star review.
One of our thousands of 5-star reviews?
Exactly.
For your free, no-obligation estimate, call us today or go to ridgetopexteriors.com.
Little Sprouts Learning Garden with 2 convenient central Wisconsin locations. Here's Brooke Sievers to tell us about it.
Little Sprouts has been around for almost 7 years here in Auburndale. In Rudolph, we've been open for about 2.5. We serve here in Auburndale. We have 6 weeks old up until 12-year-olds. And then in Rudolph, we have 1-year-olds up until 12-year-olds. The biggest thing that we do with them is we have play-based learning so that they learn through play with each other. And social skills are a huge part of what we do with them.
Find Little Sprouts Learning Garden on Facebook today.
Lexi Stofflet to lead things off here in the bottom half of inning number 4. First offering from Weaver, misses away, 1 ball and no strikes. Econ Electric, they're your local residential, commercial, and industrial electrical service provider. Since 1970, Wisconsin Rapids and surrounding areas have turned to Econ Electric. That's Econ Electric of Wisconsin Rapids. And there's a nasty spinner from Weaver, and it's 1-1. We play in the bottom of the 4th, 5-2 Adams Friendship. A couple of home runs so far today. There's another swing and a miss, and it's 1-2. Brianna Owie, and then followed by Delaney Hahn. 1 ball and 2 strikes. There's a swing and a miss, and strikeout number 8 for Riley Weaver. And there's 1 away here in the home half of the 4th inning. Bring up Brianna Owie. Just like these players bring their best to the field, Ridgetop Exteriors brings top-tier performance to your home. Roofing, siding, windows, and doors. Ridgetop Exteriors has a winning strategy to protect your home. Visit ridgetopexteriors.com. Game here last night at this field. Pacelli started their season off with a win, a 12-2 win over Pittsville. And Brianna swings and misses, and it's 0-2.
I see the Pittsville boys baseball team beat Pacelli last night 5-3 in what's a pretty important early season contest in the CWC Southeast Directional something or other. Anyway, whatever it is in the conference, it's a pretty important baseball game. I think both schools are expected to be pretty solid. Pittsville, obviously, one of the best in the state. Pacelli at state last year. So that looks like a good early season baseball game.
The 1-2. Inside corner, missed. Evens it up at 2-2. Yeah, went 10 innings last night. It was 3-1. Pittsville in the bottom of the 6th. Pacelli tied it in the 6th, and then just some outstanding defense and pitching the rest of the way. Fouled back from Brianna Owie. Now Logan Zickert, the starting pitcher last night for Pittsville, the Conference Player of the Year last year. From what Justin Rayburn told me, Logan hasn't lost a conference game on the mound in his career. Ooh, a low strike 3 called. Brianna Owie is down via the strikeout, and there's 2 away here for Delaney Hahn.
One thing about the Royals up to that particular point is they've been very aggressive with the bats. They've been going after Weaver. They've just not been able to go ahead and get a lot of connections. Like I said, as you mentioned, that was at the bottom of the zone as always took that for strike 3. But so here we are in the bottom of the 4th inning, 5-2 Rapids with the lead.
There's a strike. That's 1 ball and 1 strike.
Hahn, and if she reaches base, freshman Emerson Bry, and then top of the order, Anna Schooley. So see if the Royals can get something going with 2 outs.
Misses away. 2 balls and a strike. Culligan Water specializes in all your water softener, drinking water, and water filtration systems. You can count on Culligan Water to keep your water pure and healthy with unparalleled service and convenience delivery options. Hahn looks at a ball. 3-1 now here to the Royals' third baseman, Delaney Hahn. Weaver. And missed. Not by much. And a 2-out walk for Delaney Hahn will bring up Emerson Bry, who grounded out to Piper Moyer back in the 2nd inning.
So 2 away, Hahn on first. So it'd be interesting to see with Bry coming up, does Coach Nelson put Hahn in motion, or do you try to get yourself 2 on and Anna Schooley coming up?
There's Bry. Her first career hit is into left field. Oppo Taco, and that'll bring up to the top of the order for Anna Schooley.
That does have shades of Kristen Casey written all over it. Just step up, hit it where they ain't. Isn't that what they say in terms of where it goes? So now 1st and 2nd, 2 outs, and the always dangerous Anna Schooley stepping up to the plate. Anna is certainly capable of not only denting the ice hockey arena, but tying this ball game with 1 swing.
2 on with good speed on the path for the Royals, and 2 outs. And Schooley looks at a ball away and is 1-0. Anna has walked and smashed a double over the head of Piper Moyer over there at third base.
So Schooley at bat, of course, Kavanaugh on deck, and then Claire Nelson in the hole. Would love to see the Royals get to Claire Nelson with some folks on base.
A low inside strike, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike to Anna Schooley. 2 on, 2 out, bottom of the 4th, 5-2, Adams Friendship on top.
Steve, it's an impressive crowd for early season softball here in Rapids.
The 1-1 is a big swing and a miss way out in front with Schooley, and it's 1-2.
I think the home Royal crowd are missing those outstanding Assumption Royal burgers at Robinson Park, but soon enough the field will be ready. Right now, fortunate enough to be able to play this game on turf.
The 1-2 to Schooley. High and away. Good snag there by Grancy, and it evens it up at 2-2. Yeah, I continuously say it to anybody that wants to listen. Central Wisconsin is beyond fortunate to be able to have a facility like this. The 2-2 away into the screen, and it has served dividends so far here to a lot of people, a lot of schools that don't want to have to go down to Mauston to play. We have been very fortunate to have this place.
Well, Steve, 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. First base now open.
The 3-2 to Schooley. Foul back. Weaver went right at her.
That wild pitch, it could potentially be big, as now you've got 2 runners in scoring positions with Bry's speed at second base. You got to figure anything in the outfield is going to go ahead and score 2 for the Royals.
The payoff coming back from Weaver. Fires back and a big swing and a miss, and Schooley goes down via the high strike. And and Weaver picks up her 10th strikeout of the afternoon, and the Royals leave 2 in scoring position. We've played 4, 5-2 Green Devils. You're watching high school softball on Zaleski Sports, presented by ShedsLiver.com.
Is your business, church, or organization getting a fair deal on your copier contracts? Do you even know how much you're spending? Bauernfeind Business Technologies has been in the office technology industry for 70 years. We have an award-winning service department, and customers love our fair and flexible service contracts. If you're currently a customer, thank you. If you currently work with one of our competitors, let's talk. We can tell you if you're overpaying or getting a good deal. BBT, we want to be the easiest vendor you work with. b-bt.com.
Meda Custom Apparel, your local source for quality, custom decorated clothing and products. Discover a wide range of products from corporate casual wear to team uniforms, promotional items, sporting goods, and awards. Don't settle for less. With our in-house production, we will make your name or event stand out with custom sports jerseys, branded cooler bags, and personalized can coolers. Celebrate team success with custom awards and promotional items. At Meda Custom Apparel, we put your brand first. Explore your options today at MaveACustom.com.
Kind of Kirstenlohr to lead things off here for Adams Friendship. A strikeout and RBI single. She had the slow roller over to third that brought in a run, and a big swing and a big miss there by Kenna, and it's 0-1. ShedsLiver.com is your one-stop shop for sheds, barns, cabins, garages, greenhouses, chicken coops, and hunting blinds, all crafted by skilled Amish artisans. See their display lots in Marshfield, Medford, and Wisconsin Rapids, and get more information at ShedsLiver.com. Kavanaugh ahead quickly, 0-2.
They're always building something special over at Sheds Delivered.
Whips that one a bit outside. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Always interesting when you watch the motions and the deliveries for the softball pitchers, Steve, and the difference between high school baseball and high school softball and the way the pitchers can throw and how often they throw.
Yep. Absolutely. I mean, you could throw as many pitches as you want in high school softball and any level of softball. And, there's a swing, or there's a miss, and an out. Corralled. Dropped by Nelson, corralled over there by Aoi, and there's 1 away. Strikeout number 2 for Kavanaugh, and there's 1 away.
Nice play by Nelson to be able to come up and make the play. So 1 up, 1 down here in the top of the 5th inning. Adams Friendship up 5-2 as we continue to move on in a pretty fast-moving game.
There's a strike to the dangerous Riley Weaver. Riley 2 for 2 today, a double and a 3-run home run in her 2 at-bats to go along with 10 strikeouts in the circle. And misses a bit outside, evens it up at a ball and strike.
Sounds like you may have a potential nominee for the Zaleski Sports Highlight House player.
If we play 1 game. If we, we don't do, there's a swing and a miss. Depending on how things go. If we play 2 games, we won't worry about post-game interviews. But, Riley has been outstanding so far.
Lots of time to go left in this particular ball game, too. I doubt that it ends 5-2 either, Steve.
We play in the top half of inning number 5 here in Wisconsin Rapids. 1 away. And Kavanaugh fires back home. Weekly ground ball over to Hahn at third, across, and not in time. Yeah, give her a base hit. That was a tough play, and could have been a bang-bang play either way. And Riley Weaver's 3 for 3 today at the plate. That'll bring up Gwen Grancia, strikeout and a walk tonight for Gwen.
You know, it makes you wonder, again, first time getting outside for the Royals, or at least first time playing a live ball game, and then you come and you play off the turf. How is fielding off the turf versus how is fielding off the grass or the dirt at Robinson a little bit? Is it different, Steve?
I would, yes. And, yeah. I mean, the way that they have manicured that field over at Robinson, I mean, the sand over there is probably pretty smooth comparison to this, but you don't really have mishaps, don't have rocks, don't have anything to worry about here. So
obviously
it is a little faster here.
Obviously, the ball's going to roll a little faster on turf, and you're going to have a little bit more bounce given the portion. In fact, I don't know if you can see it on camera or not, but you can see the black rubber that's coming out of from the mound where the foot is being drugged by the pitchers. So I do think that makes a little bit of a difference.
The 1-2 is swung on and missed. Kavanaugh with her 3rd strikeout. That's another Serve Pro Jamie Wenzel strikeout, and there's 2 away for Kira Meisenheimer, who has walked and has flown out.
With 2 outs now, it makes you wonder if Coach will put the runner in motion, seeing if he can swipe second base and get another runner in scoring position.
There's a strike. Courtesy, her new hitter on deck for Adams Friendship is Potsky. Misses there, 1 ball and 1 strike.
It's early season for everybody, Steve. That's all I could say. I mean, I think if people could see Steve's look, it would say it all.
Well, 1-1, that one misses, and it runs 2 balls and a strike here for Akira Meisenheimer, the second baseman for the Green Devils.
Is the term consistently inconsistent? Is that appropriate? I think that seems appropriate at this point.
The 2-1 is swung on and missed. And Meisenheimer was ready to take off to first base. It was a dropped pitch, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. She thought it was strike 3, but we'll give him a pass ball. It was dropped by Nelson. But the count runs even at 2-2. There's your runner in scoring position. Doesn't matter. Kavanaugh strikes out the side, and Ari picks up her 4th serve pro Jamie Wenzel strikeout. We go to the bottom of the 5th. 5-2 in favor of Adams Friendship. And it'll be 2, 3, and 4 for the Royals in the bottom of the 5th. You're watching high school softball on Zaleski Sports, presented by ShedsLiver.com.
Hey, you're tuned in to Better Halves.
Skip, I love my hometown, and I want a health plan that feels the same way. So, what are your favorite local date spots?
Oh, yeah, I know like all the date spots in Eau Claire.
Jane, I'm Steve from Security. I've lived here in Wisconsin my whole life, and that means I understand your health coverage needs better.
By the way, Doug, it's Eau Claire. I have a dozen Eclairs in my dressing room.
Take your valuable possessions from outdoors to indoors with help from ShedsDelivered.com. It's your one-stop shop for sheds, barns, cabins, garages, greenhouses, chicken coops, and hunting blinds, all crafted by skilled Amish artisans. Headquartered in Loyal, Rod and April make it easy. Just visit ShedsDelivered.com to design your perfect structure. With short lead times and free delivery and installation, Sheds Delivered is the smart choice for outdoor storage. That's ShedsDelivered.com. Go today.
Ari Kavanaugh to lead things off. A walk and a strikeout tonight for Ari. And there's a swing and a miss. She has been dynamite in the circle so far for the Royals in her relief for Assumption.
You know, Steve, she has got such elite speed, and she used the bunt so well last year. It makes you wonder if Coach Nelson would go ahead and take a look to see her go ahead and put that down. And that doesn't surprise me. She was so effective with that last season where if she can put the ball in play with her speed, it's almost impossible to get her with those short base paths.
The 0-2. And a good eye there by Ari, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Ski's Meat Market is your locally owned premier meat market filled with more than 30 flavors of brats, along with chicken, steaks, deli meats, local and seasonal favorites, and more on Highway 10 East in Stevens Point. And Kavanaugh strikes out for the second time. Strikeout number 11 for Riley Weaver, and there's one away for Claire Nelson, who moonshotted one to right her last time up. And as you would expect, Katie Jackson takes about 3 steps back out there in right field.
Yeah, Katie Jackson is almost playing on the football field, Steve. I don't know if I've seen a player play closer to the fence than what Katie Jackson is. If she could stand on the outside of the fence, she may try to give it a shot.
Stand on top of the bleachers out there, the visiting football bleachers. And Nelson tried to do just that and missed, and it's 1-1.
And I don't blame her. After the last one that Nelson hit, it was high, it was far. I believe that was isn't it Michael Kay from the Yankees? It is high, it is deep.
And Nelson swings and misses again, and it's 1-2. Pulling that head and pulling that foot, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Mutual Owasso Insurance, protecting homes, farms, and businesses since 1875. Visit mutualowasso.com. Find an agent near you. The 1-2. Nelson fights it off and out of play, and it remains 1-2.
I think one of the most impressive things about Claire Nelson is that she's an excellent hitter with no strikes or 1 strike, but she is a dynamic hitter because she's willing to shorten up that swing and put it in play with 2 strikes. It's very, very, very tough to strike out. I made reference she only struck out twice last season, Steve, and part of the reason for it is that she's just so good with 2 strikes about making contact, and she's got a great eye as you'd expect a catcher to have as well.
2 balls and 2 strikes. And misses away, and it runs full at 3-2 to Claire Nelson. 2:10 the distance around the field here at Wisconsin Rapids. And missed. And a 1-out walk to Claire Nelson, her second walk of the day. And there's a base runner with 1 out for Macy Vollert. The dimensions, that's the number. That's the word I was trying to figure out. Dimensions, 2:10 here at the softball diamond.
Dimensions, dementia, it's all good. I understand. So,
and Vollert pops this one up and out of play. Look out back there on the cell phone. Oh, and it's 0-1 to Macy Vollert. Yeah, typical numbers, 200, 210 for softball fields. Baseball can be all wacky doodle as you want, but softball is pretty similar around the board with the dimensions. The 0-1.
One of the nice.
Oh, and Nelson's going to try and take second, and she's going to be out. And gonna get caught stealing as Grancy takes down Nelson, and there's 2 away.
One of the nice and unique things about the quadplex here is that a lot of times you see,
as they're going to check on Kenna Kirsenlore as she tried to turn back and make the tag, and I think Nelson may have caught her with the cleats, or they don't wear cleats, but she may have jammed a left hand there, but Trainer Josh out to.
Do we want to take a commercial break there, Steve? Perhaps.
Yeah, we'll take one. We'll be back after this here on Zaleski Sports, presented by ShedsLiver.com.
Is it time to replace your old gutters? Call Schwartz Seamless Gutters and protect your home with new seamless technology. No seams, no leaks. With free estimates in 2 days or less and workmanship guaranteed, our service is as seamless as our gutters.
Culligan Water delivers. From your first call, to your first sip, to your first soak. Culligan, give us a tap. The only water that comes with a van.
All right, welcome back to Wisconsin Rapids. Kirstenlore gets looked at. She's ready to stay out there for the Green Devils. Reminder that Next Step Prosthetics, providing prosthetics and orthotics throughout central Wisconsin. Take your next step and contact them today. The offering to Vollert is swung on and missed. That's 1 ball and 2 strikes to Macy.
So 2 away. Kavanaugh struck out. Claire Nelson thrown out at second base on an attempt to steal after a drop ball. And now Vollert up here in the bottom of the 5th inning with the Royals trailing 5-2.
The 2-2 offering here from Weaver misses high, and the count runs full now to Macy Vollert with Elena Owie awaiting on deck. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Fires home. Swung on and missed. Weaver continues to dominate in the circle. Strikeout number 12 for Riley Weaver. 3rd time Vollert has gone down via the strikeout here tonight. We've played 5 complete. Still 5-2. Green Devils. You're watching high school softball on Zaleski Sports, presented by ShedsLiver.com.
Are you tired of being a boring old tree, bird, or mythical war hero? Find the right job for you at Express Employment. Stop today and discuss positions that fit your abilities and qualifications, leading you to the perfect job. Always local, always strategically selected to match your skill set with local employers. There's a perfect job out there. Let Express Employment professionals help you find it. In Wausau, Stevens Point, Medford, and Marshfield. Find jobs and apply online at expresspros.com.
Ski's Meat Market is your locally owned premier meat market filled with so many delicious favorites featuring hundreds of varieties of bratwurst, chicken, pork, steak, and so much more. No matter what you're looking for, everything you'll find at Ski's Meat Market is always fresh with so many local gems including pizzas, salsas, deli meats, and a variety of homemade dips, pasta salads, veggies, loaded baked potatoes, and drinks. Ski's is a one-stop shop for all your culinary needs. They're always adding new flavors and specialty products. Ski's Meat Market on Highway 10 East in Stevens Point. Their quality is worth the stop.
Welcome back to Wisconsin Rapids. First offering is good for a strike. Jillian Rowenberg out. Poshik at the plate. Trying to scroll through here and find a first name for you. And Kavanaugh pumps one in there but misses. And it's 1-1.
I don't know if the breeze is blowing the French fry smell from chips or where exactly it is, but boy, something smells amazing. It's making a guy want to drool here a little bit. Nothing quite like the smell and sounds of a ballpark, Steve. It truly is a unique piece.
Keegan Poshik. And swing and a miss. And Ari picks up her 5th serve pro Jamie Wenzel strikeout. And there's 1 away here in the top of the 6th inning already, and that'll bring up Katie Jackson, the right fielder.
Katie Jackson.
There's a swing and a miss. Columbus Catholic softball picked up a big win today over Gibraltar. I think it was 12-2 at the last time I saw. So congratulations to the Dons. That was going to be lined right at Brianna Owie. And a nice play there by Brianna. A nice hit there by Jackson. And there's 2 away now for Morgan Parr.
Brianna using all of her 5'10" reach to go ahead and get that one, a hard hit line drive. And that's exactly what we talked about earlier. You know, you have earlier in the ballgame, you have a weak hit chopper that drives and run and looks like a single. In that case, you have a hard hit line drive at the first baseman that looks like a harmless out in the book.
The 0-1. Line foul and out of play, and it's 0-2. All games live right now at Zaleski Sports except for a big one tonight up at DC Everest. It's the De Pere Redbirds and the DC Everest Evergreens in girls softball at 7 o'clock. That is a massive early season matchup. The 0-2, grounded foul.
Steve, is talk to me a little bit about the early season. I know that DC Everest had an outstanding pitcher last year.
Yep, she's back.
And she's back.
Yeah.
So, again, they were one of the sectional favorites last year. She's back again. Do you remember what her name is?
Addison Cluck.
Addison Cluck.
Yeah, she's got to be she's going to make that Evergreens team favorites, not just in the Wisconsin Valley Conference, but it has to be a favorite in the section as well. No doubt about it. The 0-2 swung on and missed, and Kavanaugh strikes out 2 more as we head to the bottom of the 6th. Another Serve Pro Jamie Wenzel strikeout. It'll be 5, 6, and 7 for the Royals in the bottom of the 6th. You're watching high school softball on Zaleski Sports, presented by ShedsLiver.com.
Hi, I'm Josh Barks, owner of Infinity Exteriors. 9 out of 10 brand new roofs can't pass a simple manufacturer warranty inspection, meaning 9 out of 10 brand new roofs have no warranty. Infinity operates on principles instilled in my Marine Corps service: honor, courage, and commitment. Infinity is meticulous craftsmanship, unbeatable quality, and always at the best price. Infinity buys more, pays less, passing those savings directly to you. We're booking new roofs, siding, and windows. Call today.
You're gonna love it. You're gonna love home furniture.
Hi, this is Jill from Home Furniture and Design. Since 1970 and 4 generations, our family has been proudly offering quality furniture like Lazy Boy, Serta, and the Amish to Central Wisconsin. We also offer free in-home design with our professionally trained designers to help you create a space that is uniquely yours, whether it's just a sofa or the entire home.
You're gonna love it. You're gonna love home furniture.
West Grand Avenue, Wisconsin Rapids, and Post Road in Plover.
All right, we go to the bottom of the 6th here. It'll be Elena Owie, followed by Jess Norton, and then Brianna Owie. Elena 0 for 2, a couple of strikeouts today for the freshman. And the first offering misses outside. Is 1 ball and no strikes.
So just to finish that thought about Cluck in DC Everest for a second, Steve. So, again, one of the questions I asked you, are they the same sectional as Kaukauna?
They are not.
Okay,
no.
they are not. So different sectional altogether. Obviously, the Stevens Point area Panther is always tough. I think Chippewa Falls has always got a nice squad, do they not?
Yeah, Marshfield beat them last night 6-2. But, Chippewa Falls usually Superior is always good.
Yep.
They always have to come down in that section. So, but the 1-2 and a swing and a miss, and strikeout number 13 for Riley Weaver, and there's 1 away for Jess Norton here for the Royals.
So I would think one of the things that Coach Nelson is going to be disappointed in is that right now 13 of the 16 outs for the Royals are strikeouts. By not putting the ball in play, you're not forcing the other team to have to make defensive plays. It kind of negates some of the advantage of the turf, if you will. That's not something we've seen a lot from the Royals. Typically, you find that they're outstanding contact hitters.
The 1-0 here to Jess Norton. Inside corner is good for a strike. He evens it up at a ball and a strike.
Talk once again about the depth with the 16 players, so opportunities for Coach Nelson to go ahead and use a pinch hitter like Jess Norton.
1-1. Ooh. Gets the strike call on that one, and it's 1-2.
Painting the corners, as they would say. Weaver is a Picasso. Or like Picasso, I don't know. Something with Picasso.
The 1-2 wild high, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes.
That was a rise ball that rose a little bit too high. It's interesting to see the shortstop for Adams Friendship, who had taken had been involved in some form of collision on that tag, continue to go ahead and work that wrist. The glove comes off, and you can see her just kind of taking a look at it. I wonder how sore that is.
Yeah, and that's one disadvantage. The 3-2 is in for a strike. Strike 3 called, and there's 2 away now for Brianna Owie, and there's 2 away. But that's one disadvantage with the cold weather. I mean, you get those little ticks and tacks, and there's a base hit up the middle. Brianna Owie, her first career hit for the Royals. A nice piece of hitting there for the freshman. And there's a runner at first with 2 outs.
Steve, obviously the Royals would like to go ahead and score in this inning, but what's huge about that is now you get to a spot where even if Hahn makes an out, you start off with Bree, and then you get to the top of the order, and if you can go ahead and put 2 of those runners on base, you get a chance to bring the dangerous Claire Nelson up to a spot where you can kind of tie it. So, again, as you look at forward, that could be a huge hit, even if it doesn't result in a run here.
The 0-1 misses, and Brianna will take second on the wild pitch. And Kerslord takes one off the shoulder and off the chin.
She's like, thank you very little. She's like, thank you very much. That was a ball. One hops her. It's she's going to go ahead and not like this turf field, I think.
The 1-1 misses inside, and it's 2 balls and a strike to Delaney Hahn with Brianna Owie standing at second base with 2 outs for the Royals. All 7 runs today, scored in the 3rd inning. A couple of multi-run home runs, a 3-run home run from Riley Weaver for the Green Devils in that 3rd inning. And in the bottom half, it was a 2-run dinger for Claire Nelson for Assumption. 3-1 here to Delaney Hahn. And missed inside, and a 2-out walk now to Delaney.
So the bottom of the Royals order doing a nice job of going ahead and producing results. So Bree, Emerson Bree now at the plate with 2 outs, and if she can go ahead and get on base, then you bring up Anna Schooley, who, again, one of the Royals' most dangerous hitters over the course of the years.
Pops this one up to shallow left, drifting over, and it's drops. And 1 will score, 2 will score. Owie and Hahn and Emerson Bry with a big hit there, and 2 for the Royals.
You know, Steve, we talk consistently about the importance of putting the ball in play and making, the teams have to go ahead and field. That's a great example of that. That's a play that the center field and the left fielder don't have maybe the best of communication. The ball drops in the middle, and now 2 big runs. And Anna Schooley comes up with the chance to go ahead in any form of a base hit with Emerson's speed. Probably ties this ball game up as we go in the 7th inning. So let's see if Anna can connect and once again find some magic as she doubled, I believe, in her second at bat. 1 for 3 on the day. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay.
Schooley fouls it back, and she's quickly behind 0-2. Yeah, just that bloop hit. The outfield was playing shallow. Danowski just could not range over enough to make that catch. And with that left-handed hitter, it was kept on slicing to left field side.
Looks like me off the 2 box.
The 0-2 fouled back, staying alive is Schooley. 2 in on the Emerson Bry base hit. And the Royals trail by just 1 now as we play in the bottom of the 6th with the top of the order here for the Royals and Anna Schooley.
Big shout out to Brianna Owie, who got that started with a 2-out base hit. It seemed
the 0-2 popped up, staying alive.
It seemed like a nice piece of hitting, just going ahead and taking that ball back up the middle. But before you know it, you look at her with the hit, sophomore Delaney Hahn with the walk, and then freshman Emerson Bry with the 2-out hit that scores 2 runs. And that, Steve,
the 0-2, Schooley pops up, out of play. Look out back here, right off the top of our press box, and remains 0-2.
That's just the difference of depth compared to with what we talked about, in terms of last year. So Coach Nelson kind of going deep into the bag of tricks with no balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, bottom of the 6th inning. Royals with a runner on second base, Schooley batting, trailing 5-4.
Tremendous speed out there at second base, top of the order for Adams Friendship in the 7th. The 0-2 coming back, missed away. Oh my goodness! Called strike 3, and that'll end our 6th inning.
Whew.
We have played 6. It's 5-4 Adams Friendship. You're watching high school softball on Zaleski Sports, presented by ShedsDeliver.com.
Take your valuable possessions from outdoors to indoors with help from ShedsDelivered.com. It's your one-stop shop for sheds, barns, cabins, garages, greenhouses, chicken coops, and hunting blinds, all crafted by skilled Amish artisans. Headquartered in Loyal, Rod and April make it easy. Just visit ShedsDelivered.com to design your perfect structure. With short lead times and free delivery and installation, Sheds Delivered is the smart choice for outdoor storage. That's ShedsDelivered.com. Go today.
At Nicolay Bank, we believe that our hometown communities are the backbone of what makes Wisconsin special. From Crivets to Manitowoc and Algoma to Grand Chute, you see a thriving community with Nicolay Bank working as a partner, acting not as a corporation, but a community. When we serve together with local entrepreneurs and leaders, great things happen. That is our guiding principle. A strong and successful hometown means a strong and successful Wisconsin. We are proud to be a part of that. Nicolay Bank. Real people, real conversations.
1, 2, and 3 due up here for Adams Friendship in the top of the 7th as Kavanaugh pumps in a strike to start the 7th inning. Royals scored 2 runs on a couple of hits. They left 1 in that bottom of the 6th on the strikeout to end that 6th inning. And there's a ball misses low and away. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Consistently inconsistent. As we talked before, Steve.
Piper Moyer reached on an air, doubled and struck out. Swings and misses there, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes to the Adams Friendship third baseman. Kerrigan Danowski awaits on deck for the Green Devils. Again, we are scheduled to play 2. We will see what we'll see how things pan out here at the end. And misses outside again. 2 balls and 2 strikes to the Adams Friendship third baseman. Carroll, Bry, and Owie from left to right in the outfield for Assumption. Ground ball over to Schooley at short. Steps, throws, and retires Piper Moyer by a step and a half for out number 1.
It's a big out and a nice play by Anna Schooley going ahead and showing off the fielding range a little bit. You can see the Royals have really settled in now after the first couple innings where they just did not make a lot of the plays you would expect them to make.
Kerrigan Danowski at the plate, popped up, reached on air, and grounded out. And a first offering strike in there from Ari Kavanaugh.
I know you hate when I do this to you, but I'm going to do it anyway. Texas or South Carolina tonight in the Final Four. I know you hate making predictions, but we're going to ask anyway.
Yeah, I'm not good at it. Can't ever bet against South Carolina, right? I mean, that's is that Dawn Staley's team, right?
Dawn Staley's team. It's interesting. Those 2 Texas guards have lost a total of 3 games. They're like 85-3 when they've played together in their college career. It's pretty impressive. So that should be a good game. And then the nightcap, how about UConn and UCLA?
The 1-2 missed outside. Well, you can't ever bet against Gino Auriemma for sure. And it'll be interesting to watch. I think we talked about it before, that Page and Juju would have been a fun matchup, as there's a ground ball backhanded by Vollert as a base hit there for Danowski.
Of course, friend of the program, Allie Zabel from High School, playing for Connecticut, in case you're looking for some local rooting interest. I think personally Lauren Betts, the center for UCLA, is truly the best player in the country, just an absolute unique force to watch. So going to be a lot of fun. Obviously, you got Paige Bruckner's out there that everybody likes.
Slow roller and Kavanaugh to first. They're going to retire Kirstenlohr as Danowski heads to second with 2 outs.
So 2 outs, top of the 7th, 5-4 Adams Friendship. Green Devils with the lead by 1. Royals have Kavanaugh, Nelson, and they hope nobody else coming up after that. So, but Kavanaugh, Nelson, and Vollert, 2, 3, 4 coming up for the Royals here in the bottom of the 7th.
But the most dangerous hitter, as Coach Nelson out to have a conversation about the hitter, Riley Weaver. She's 3 for 3 tonight, a double, a 3-run home run, and a single for Riley tonight. Rapid Sheet Metal Heating and Cooling, place your comfort at home is our highest priority. Give them a call or find them online at rapidsheetmetal.com. Fill your home with the best from home furniture. They've got locations on Grand Avenue in Wisconsin Rapids and Post Road in Plover. They're going to keep Weaver at the plate. They're going to pitch to her with a runner at second and 2 outs here and see what they can do.
You know, Steve, I think it'd be interesting in a conference game. I don't know if Coach Nelson or if Coach Schill would make the decision to pitch to her, but in a non-conference game, I think you want to just make sure your defense is set and give an opportunity to go ahead and have the hitter work, especially early in the year.
The 0-1 is fouled at the plate, and it's 0-2 to Riley Weaver. Yeah, a good learning opportunity at this point of the year, first game of the year against a very dangerous hitter, and Ari Kavanaugh is ahead 0-2.
I think Coach Nelson would remind you last year they lost to Sevastopol in the first game of the year. It worked out to be an okay season.
Missed a tad bit outside. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Good waste there by Kavanaugh.
Not that you ever really want to go ahead and lose, but certainly you can learn a lot in a loss in early season. You want to be playing high-quality competition like this.
The 1-2 missed outside, and it runs even at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Boy, that has to be just a little bit further outside because that pitch has been really closely called one way or the other today.
Kavanaugh wheels and deals home on the 2-2. Slow roller over to Scully at short. Tough play. Got her by a half a step, and that'll retire the side here in the 7th inning. 2, 3, and 4 coming up here for Assumption. They trail by 1. We head to the bottom of the 7th. You're watching high school softball on Zaleski Sports, presented by ShedSliver.com.
Does your roof need attention? Don't replace it, restore it with Seamless Commercial Roofing. Our process is guaranteed and a fraction of the cost of replacement with no downtime. When your roof needs attention, call Seamless Commercial Roofing in Marshfield.
Welcome to Bruce Orthodontics, where we provide comprehensive orthodontic care to patients of all ages. We are now accepting new patients, and we accept most insurances.
Orthodontics is much more than just a job to me. It is my passion and my life. What separates us from other orthodontists is constant continuing education for myself and my staff, compassion, and dedication. Here at Bruce Orthodontics, we change lives one smile at a time. I'd love the opportunity to meet you and transform your smile.
Call us to set up your free consultation today.
My apologies. Bottom of the 7th we go here. It'll be 2, 3, and 4. Kavanaugh bunts it back to Weaver. First, it gets through the legs of Ronenberg. And the Royals will have a base runner on the error by Riley Weaver. And that's exactly what the Royals needed to start here in the 7th.
You know, Steve, as I told you before, and I'll tell you again, Ari has been so effective when he can just put the ball in play and use that speed. And now it'll be interesting to see.
And now I have a conversation here with about and I think they were asking about the running lane on where Ari was running, but again, that's what you got to do. Umpires came together, they acknowledged each other and said, well, we're good, we're ready to go.
Yeah, and in softball, because of the short base paths, there's so many different plays that's exactly what you have to do.
Kavanaugh at first, Nelson at the plate. So we've seen Grancy behind the plate throw out Nelson today, and Kavanaugh's fast, but you definitely don't want to make an out on the base pass. The 1-0 here to Nelson. Popped up behind the plate. Grancy ranges and can't make the play.
Thank you.
And it's 1 ball and 1 strike. And if Nelson, again, that's one little nuance about baseball and softball. If Nelson gets on in this at bat, that is counted as an error towards Grancy.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because it extends the play.
Once again, your wealth of baseball scorekeeping knowledge is impressive, Steve.
Nelson pops this one up on the infield, and Kirsten Lohr's going to make the catch. A massive out there, and there's one away for Macy Vollerts.
So big out for Weaver to retire Nelson. So Kavanaugh on first. We'll see if Coach Nelson goes ahead and puts Ari in motion to put her in scoring position.
Vollert looks at a ball high. That's 1 ball and no strikes. I think they had her in motion when Nelson popped it up, and she had to quickly get back. 1-0 here to Macy, 0 for 3 with a trifecta of strikeouts tonight. That one's lifted to center. Danowski ranging over and makes the catch. And there's 2 away here in the 7th inning for Elena Owie. 2 outs for the freshman.
Elena Owie and then Jess Norton on deck if Owie reaches. So 2 outs, Royals down to their final strike in the first game of the year. Bottom of the 7th, 5-4 Green Devils have the lead.
As Weaver fires home, there goes Kavanaugh, the swing and a miss. Kavanaugh head first slide into second. She steals second base. And it's a 0-1 count now to Elena Owie.
So it's interesting that they have Kavanaugh take second. It'll be interesting to see if they also try to push her to third a little bit to see if the fastball
popped up. Shallow left center field backing up. Kirsten Lohr's going to make the catch. And that is how we end our first ball game here tonight. And the Green Devils take it in a final score of 5-4. We'll take a break, come back, and see if we're going to play another one. We'll have that for you when we come back. You've been watching high school softball on Zaleski Sports, presented by ShedsLiver.com.
We have something that we're trying to create at Key Savings Bank called Outward Energy. We don't just want to have the doors open, our members walk through. We want to be where they are. We go to meet them, we participate in their events. We think that's vitally important for us to show that Key Savings Bank is a part of the communities that we're in.
We received a very positive reaction from our community. On average, we had 250 to 300 kids alone that entered our building for the Halloween party. That didn't include the adults, grandparents, parents that brought the children. It's wonderful to be out in our community grocery shopping with my Key Savings Bank apparel, and families walk up to me and say, "Hey, I attended your Halloween party."
So about a month ago, I was approached by Sheriff Becker of Wood County Sheriff's Department, and he asked me if we'd want to participate in the Back the Badge bench press meet. So Key Savings Bank sponsored, had a $500 sponsorship to that, and I myself participated in that. And it was a really great experience. There was about 40 different people that participated throughout Wood County and actually the state. So with the Sheriff's Department obviously doing so much for us and throughout the community, it was just our way of giving back.
And now when I tell my friends and family what I'm doing or what I do every day or what involvements I'm in, they're like, "Oh, that's the bank that offered the Halloween party. That's the bank that does the Christmas party. That's the bank that sponsors these golf events." So our awareness alone has just become amazing in the last year.
Key Savings Bank participates in a lot of these events. We love to do it. We love to know the community and the other businesses within the community. It's rewarding to see smiling faces. The kids event, when we bring them pizza, there's not just one winner, there's multiple winners. Cheese pizza is one of the coolest things that these kids love. And just seeing the smiling faces is outstanding. Probably the funnest event that we do is what you see behind me here is our coloring contest for local kids. It's a fun event. We do a lot of fun stuff with it on our Facebook page. The voting goes nuts because it's the community that votes for it. And at the end, there's a lot of participation. So that's the best event.
We had Thursday grill outs. We did that. We were raising money for the Rome Canine Division. We set up in mid-June to have grill outs each and every Thursday all the way through till the middle of August.
Numerous amount of golf outings where we raise money specifically for that event through our whole sponsorships and games that we play.
My employees right now are all very active in participating in literally hundreds of events over the last 2 years that make Key Savings Bank a part of this community. We think that's very important.
All right, welcome back to Wisconsin Rapids. Just news from the field. We will have one 5-inning game here for the varsity. We'll just play 5 innings to wrap up our doubleheader here tonight. So we'll step aside. We'll get the rosters, get the lineups ready for game 2, and then we'll have that second game in about 10 minutes here on Zaleski Sports. 5-4 Green Devils, game 1 here in Wisconsin Rapids. You've been watching high school softball on Zaleski Sports, presented by ShedsLiver.com. You ready? All right, welcome back to Wisconsin Rapids. We're getting ready for game 2 here. Not a whole lot has changed. Piper Moyer will be followed by Kerrigan Danowski as we will get all these written up here as we go through it. Kenna Kirstenlohr. That's one thing I appreciate about softball, not just the pace of play, but when you play a doubleheader and you play 5 minutes after the end of the first game, we're ready to go here in this one. It's just a 5-inning matchup, unless, of course, we go to quote-unquote extras, unless we don't. Unless no matter what, 5 innings is it. But
so WIAA rules, just for those listening from an umpire standpoint, again, anything more than 3.5 with a weather delay is an official ball game. So by mutual coaches' consent, you can have an official game at 5 innings. So you can play a shortened game. It will count as normal in the standings. So just kind of an interesting side thought at home. It's not a friendly or any of the terms you would normally catch with soccer. And you don't pick right back up where you did, although Ari Kavanaugh's still on the mound and still throwing heat.
Yeah, defensively, Assumption has no changes. Batting order, we'll get into that here, but slow roller over to short. Schooley picks over to first and got her at first. Nice play over there by Anna Schooley. Piper Moyer retired, 1 up and 1 down now for Kerrigan Danowski. As we get these all written in here and figured out for you. And just trying to get the first names here for you. There's a first pitch strike to Danowski. Morgan Pear is will be behind the plate, and Jillian Ronenberg will be in the circle for game 2 for the Green Devils. So we'll get continuously getting names here. I'll figure it out. 0-2. And misses outside, 1 ball and 2 strikes. See, I already messed up. So
just like at KFC, we're winging it. It's all good.
A 1 ball and 2 strikes. Swing and a miss. There's the first Surf Pro Jamie Wenzel strikeout of the game for Ari Kavanaugh. 2 away now for Kenna Kirstenlohr.
2 up and 2 down for Kavanaugh. Top of the first inning. Green Devils over the Royals, victorious in the first game, 5-4. For those of you just joining us, we appreciate you tuning into high school softball here on Zaleski Sports. Top of the first inning, game number 2. Kavanaugh on the mound, Green Devils batting. Still 0-0 here as we play game 2 on a overcast but pleasant evening here in Wisconsin Rapids.
Yeah, getting a little chillier, but can't complain, no doubt about it. I mean, it's first weekend of April, and there's a foul at the plates. Yeah, I mean, it says it's 49 degrees. It is cloudy, but maybe my weather app isn't correct.
Well,
they say it's warmer now than it was during my baseball game yesterday, and I cannot fathom that acknowledgement, because that is not possible.
Here, I thought you were saying I can confirm the weather app is correct. It is cloudy.
Yeah.
So,
as Kirstenlohr swings, and that'll end our first inning. Couple of strikeouts for Ari Kavanaugh. We get to the Assumption batting order when we come back. You're watching high school softball on Zaleski Sports, presented by ShedsDeliver.com.
Get more sales, more customers, more employees, more community support. Let Zaleski Sports help you today. Our advertising rates are less than what you have in your pocket now. People just like you watching this broadcast are your next customer or team member. Plus, you'll have the satisfaction of making sure that our light continues to shine on these student athletes. Use the phone in your hand. Email us now.
After a couple years of this, it's time for more money, more opportunity. That's where Midstate Technical College comes in. Got a passion for helping people? Maybe you like cars. Are you into science? Are you good with computers? No matter your path, We've got cutting-edge classes with field-trained professionals and better tuition options. Stop getting by and level up today.
Anna Scully to lead things off here in the bottom of the first. In the circle, Morgan Pear, a left-handed pitcher. No, excuse me. Pear is behind the plate. Jillian Ronenberg is in the circle for the Green Devils.
Left-handed pitcher or left-handed catcher? How often does that happen, Steve?
I am not I know a lot about baseball and softball. I can't tell you the last time that's happened. It's very, very rare to have that. The 2-0 to Scully is a swing and a miss. 2-1 to Anna, followed by Ari Kavanaugh, Claire Nelson, Macy Vollert, Delana Owie, Regan Stabloski, Brianna Owie, Delaney Hahn, Emerson Bryan, Kylie Carroll is in the flex. The 2-1 slow roller over to Coach Nelson in the coach's box, and it's 2-2.
I think we should refer to the flex position from now on as a Logan.
Yeah, I love it.
By the way, I think, again, shout out to Logan Nystrom, who ended up making the semifinals in the WIAA boys three-point shootout challenge.
Oh, off the arm. Kirsten Laurel. Oh, my goodness, that would have been incredible.
So that ball was hit off of the palm at third base. The shortstop essentially fielded it deep in the hole and threw a ball to first base. The fact that it was even close with Anna is impressive. It shows you the type of arm that you have there. Anyway, shout out to Logan, who made the semifinals in the WIA State Boys three-point shootout. Is that last week, 2 weeks ago? I don't know. It seems like that's amazingly. Yeah. It seems like it was yesterday, and yet that seems like forever ago. But anyway, just a shout out there. But that's all set to go.
And that one's off the knuckles over to second. Bobbled out by half a step. Scully's going to take third on the throw. And got the job done. Did Ari Kavanaugh on the 4-3 putout. Nice play over at second by Bella Rotar. And there's one away for Claire Nelson.
An aggressive and impressive piece of base running there by Anna Scully as the Royals get a runner now at third base with Claire Nelson coming up here in the bottom of the first.
With one away. And the offering misses away. And just finishing up some tallies here. We'll give you the final stat lines of game one for you. Got all those figured out for you as well. Inside, good for a strike. Evens it up at 1-1.
You know, Steve, it's an interesting question. When you're a left-handed baseball player, a left-handed pitcher to a left-handed batter is challenging or problematic. You see that in the major leagues all the time from a matchup. Is a left-handed softball pitcher to a left-handed softball hitter the same level of interesting or not really?
I'm not really sure because you don't – oh, well, there it is. But
it's the third time that Claire has ducked that one on her head. So whether Adam's Friendship is just trying to throw the ball inside, whether Claire is just setting up inside, but that's the third time that she's had chin music.
3-1 popped up and out of play. Yeah, because, I mean, the release point in softball is pretty typically the same where it's going to be released. Baseball, you can go under, over, sideways, and not really sure.
Just kind of an interesting piece because, like, you know, that lefty-lefty matchup in the major leagues is something they look for.
3-2 rolls in there. Scully's going to try and score, and the Royals will take the lead. And now Nelson will take second. So Nelson will walk to first and then reach on the error by the catcher. Scully will score on the wild pitch, and it's 1-0 Assumption off a couple of errors as we'll have a courtesy runner in Jordan Jaglinski.
Even with spot in Major League, it's one of those deals. Remind me, at some point, let's ask Coach Nelson that question, just seeing where it goes. So Scully scores on the, are we calling it a wild pitch?
Yep.
Okay. Nelson advances to second.
And now Jaglinski gets to third on the wild pitch. And Vollert to head 1-0.
So, again, you can tell one of the things that with Coach Nelson out there doing a nice job going ahead and coaching players up. Some of his players, he's got
A swing and a miss, and Jordan is going to try and score. And a run score there for Jordan Jaglinski. And the Royals lead 2-0.
Well, the good news is that Jaglinski scored. The bad news is it's an early season slide. So let's call that. That being stated, 2-0 Royals as Vollert hits a fly ball that's fielded by the shortstop with now 2 away. So Royals jump off to a 2-0 lead, unlike the first inning or the first game where they went bases full and did not get runs across, capitalizing here in the first inning, building that early lead.
The first offering to Aui is grounded right back to Ronenberg. Low throw and scooped out at first by Riley Weaver. And that'll end our first inning. Royals scored twice on no hits, a couple of errors, and nobody left. We have played one complete, 2-0 Assumption. Watching high school softball on Zaleski Sports, presented by ShedsLiver.com.
At Ridgetop, we are your trusted, local, affordable exterior renovations expert. Isn't that right, Bo?
Exactly, especially when we are working on someone's biggest investment.
Can you give us an example, Bo?
Well, there was this house. We replaced the roofing, siding, and windows. Then, they left a 5-star review.
One of our thousands of 5-star reviews?
Exactly.
For your free, no-obligation estimate, call us today or go to ridgetopexteriors.com.
Little Sprouts Learning Garden with 2 convenient central Wisconsin locations. Here's Brooke Sievers to tell us about it.
Little Sprouts has been around for almost 7 years here in Auburndale. In Rudolph, we've been open for about 2.5. We serve here in Auburndale, we have 6 weeks old up until 12-year-olds. And then in Rudolph, we have 1-year-olds up until 12-year-olds. The biggest thing that we do with them is we have play-based learning so that they learn through play with each other. And social skills are a huge part of what we do with them.
Find Little Sprouts Learning Garden on Facebook today.
Riley Weaver to lead things off. Riley had a tremendous game 1 at the plate. She was 3 for 4, the double, 3-run home run, and a single. And in the circle, had 15 strikeouts in her matchup. And that one misses low to Weaver, and it's 1-1 strike.
So just kind of looking ahead, Steve, the Green Devils are Division III come playoff time. I know that it seems like it's looking ahead a long ways, but it's probably only like 5 weeks if you really think about where we're at. They are in a sectional with a traditional state power in Laconia. We'll see Laconia on Zaleski Sports here in a couple weeks in the Pacelli.
And a line drive to right over the head of Aui, and Riley Weaver will head to third with a leadoff triple. The triple that she needed. Well, that one hits the coach. And that's the triple she needed in the first game to record the cycle, and she gets it there with the leadoff triple over the head of Elena Aui.
That was a frozen rope she hit to right field. First time we've really seen Adams Friendship square up Kavanaugh all day long. But she drove that ball to right field, and Adams Friendship is cooking here with a runner on third base and no outs here in the top of the second inning. Royals leading 2-0 here in game 2.
Gwen Grancy at the plate, the left fielder here in the second game. Missed a tad bit outside, evens it up at a ball and a strike.
The outside pitch has been we've seen a lot of the pitchers try to stretch that corner.
Slow roller over to short. Schooley makes the throw. Weaver will score. Grancy gets the job done on the 6-3 ground out. And there's one away, and Adams Friendship is on the board here in the second inning. Williams Plumbing and Heating is locally owned and operated right here in Wisconsin Rapids for all your plumbing and heating needs. Why look anywhere else? Call Williams Plumbing and Heating or find them online at williamsplumbingwr.com. First offering to Potsky is good for a strike. Keegan batted in the first game as well and misses for a ball.
Steve, are you heading to Green Bay at all for the NFL draft?
I am not. I was very against it for a while. Not against it, but very much no, because I'm not a huge crowds person. But when we were there for the state girls basketball tournament, Mike Wenlett and I went to a restaurant slash pub bar called The Bar on Holmgren Way. And then earlier this week, the Dan Patrick Show said that they're going to be there for 3 days for the draft.
Oh.
So I was like, yeah, I might have to. There's a strike 3 looking for the second out. Strikeout number 3 for Ari Kavanaugh. But not a big crowds person. And with as many hundreds of thousands of people they say are going to be there, no. Probably not.
I feel like there's a lot of people that will be walking to the bar telling Mr. Patrick 6'2", 250, to which he'll go beefy. But really kind of a unique event, like once in a lifetime, maybe, to have something like that come to Green Bay, talking about 500,000 people. If they get good weather, fun to kind of go out and party in the parking lots and take a look at it. Like, I don't know if I would get myself in the atrium or anything, but the bar and the what have you, even to go over there on a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday before the draft to just be part of it might be kind of fun, just to see with what the crowds and the opportunity is going to look like.
Yeah, so they had the girls' state basketball tournament there 3 weeks ago. Then they had Monster Jam there the week after at the Rush Center. And there's a pop-up to Schooley at short. We'll keep it here, Olivia. We'll keep it here. And then after that, they have closed down Oneida Street. They've started to close down Lombardi Avenue. And the draft is still a couple of weeks away.
Oh, they're already starting to close down some of those streets. But
I
wonder if that hurts those businesses for those couple weeks.
Yeah, I mean, I can imagine. So, you have that massive Johnsonville building in the parking lot at Lambeau Field.
Yep.
And then where you are, one of the parking lots just to the north, I guess it would be, they usually park for at basketball and stuff, that railing that divides the parking lot and the street, that green railing that they have there, that's completely ripped out because that's where they're putting the stage.
Oh.
And so they completely took out that whole barrier between the parking lot and Oneida Street.
So they're not actually going to do that in the atrium. They're going to actually do the NFL draft and build the stage on the outside in the parking lot.
Yeah, they're building the stage currently, I'm assuming. So
it makes you wonder, if you were in the atrium on the second level where you can overlook it, can you see the backside of the stage, or can you see it that way?
Yeah, I'm not sure which way it's facing, or which way it's, because it might be, the back of it might be facing the Rush Center and the front might be facing Lambeau.
I'll tell you what, the imagery of that is going to be really cool to watch on TV, to say the least.
Regan Stubloski at the plate, her first outing, and she lines one to right field. That one's going to get all the way to the wall. There you go, Regan. And a leadoff double for Stubloski, and she hesitated, head first slide, and it gets past. Oh, Regan Stubloski to third in her first at-bat as a Royal.
So, again, I think one of the things that's underrated, and again, I'm a little bit biased because I get a chance to spend months of the year with the basketball season, is you see Coach Nelson over there not only pumping up Regan, but giving her that coaching advice, which is, you're going to come, you can't hesitate taking a look at the opportunity to take a look at it there. You saw him coaching up Jordan when she got over to third on the no hop. If you're going to come and take a look at it. It's those type of early season opportunities and coaching techniques that make the assumption so dangerous at the end of the year, because it's those type of improvements that they work on over the course of the season, Steve. So a big hit for Zabloski. And again, I think it talks to the depth that Coach Nelson and this team has. That's the third DP that we've seen, and I think you're going to see all season long opportunities to go ahead and work various kids into various opportunities.
Absolutely right. A big-time hit there for Regan Zabloski. Now Owie at the plate. Knuckled foul by Brianna Owie. Brianna started that little rally that the Royals had in the sixth inning in Game 1 with a 2-out base hit. Delaney Hahn walked, and then a 2 RBI base hit for Emerson Bry. to get it within a run, and Stablowski will slide, score for the Royals.
With a much better slide than what Jake Linsky had, just so you're aware. But, again, Reagan's probably played a little bit more softball. So Reagan kind of manufacturing one herself with a double, reached third on
given air. Yeah.
Air.
Yep.
And then a score on a what we're going to call a pass ball, wild pitch.
Wild pitch, yep.
Wild pitch. So, again, gets the Royals on the board here, scoring now in each of the first 2 innings. 3-1 Assumption, bottom of the second. 2 balls, 2 outs, no outs. 2 balls, 2 strikes, no outs. Easy for me to say, right?
Yeah, I must. Oh, yeah, there we go. All right. I was like I said, I thought I missed a pitch, but
well, our scoreboard did, one of the two. So Aui on first base, Delaney Hahn up for the Royals, the number 8 hitter in the lineup. Emerson Bree on deck, and then Anna Schooley in the hole.
And that one gets away as Ronenberg puts it into the dirt again, as Brianna Aui will take second on the wild pitch. As a runner at second now with nobody out here for Assumption, the home half of the second inning.
You know, just watching the difference between Weaver and the second pitcher for Adams, it just reinforces how fortunate Assumption is to have Vollert and then Kavanaugh to be able to come in as a 1-2 punch combo. It's going to make them really tough.
The 2-0, that one gets passed. That's a pass ball by Pear. Usually call a wild pitch, but that one was right off the mid of Morgan Pear. Now there's a runner at third, and nobody out for Delaney Hahn.
Steve, one of the big changes for the Royals this year, we talked a lot about the changes, but we have not talked about the fact that due to the performance factor and their trips to state, the Royals have been bumped now from Division 5 to Division 4 for the WIAA playoffs.
3-1 to Hahn is fouled straight back. Yeah, I was mentioned that last night during the baseball game that I had. Division 5 for girls softball this year is wide open. I mean, Pacelli moved up to Division 4, Assumption moved up to Division 4, Oakfield moved up to Division 4, and Hahn will take second. And Hahn will take on the walk, and Brianna Aui is halfway down the third baseline. And now Emerson Bry at the plate with runners at the corners and nobody out in the top of the order. Due up next.
Coach Hartman explaining to Delaney, we run to first hard on that because, again, we are looking to take the opportunity of throw the ball to second, and if you throw the ball to second, it allows the run to score. So a missed opportunity early in the season for the Royals where you would potentially manufacture a run. But, again, we talked about it before. Young players, first time outside, understanding with what it is, that's part of the improvement and growth process. It's why you're better in the end of May than you are at the beginning of April.
And Bry looks at a ball. She's ahead. 2 balls and no strikes. Key Savings Bank is banking made easy, from personal banking and wealth management to mortgages, loans, and business banking, with locations in Wisconsin Rapids and Rome. They'll always have helpful, knowledgeable staff with a smile. Blooped. Shallow left. Coming in. Nice play out there in left field by Gwen Grency. And that's a nice catch out there by Gwen, and there's one away.
So 1 down, in steps number 21, Anna Schooley for the Royals. Runners on second and third. Royals leading 3-1, bottom of the second here at the Quad in Wisconsin Rapids.
Schooley missed a bit inside. Remember to bank local at Key Savings Bank in Wisconsin Rapids. But yeah, Division 5 wide open this year for state softball. And one thing that is beneficial this year, that they have finally made the change for state softball. The last forever down at Goodman Diamond has just been 3 days and 3 nights that they've been playing. This year has been extended to 4 days at the state tournament to try and get all those games in. Beneficial for not just the teams, but fans, and especially if it rains, they have a contingency plan a little bit.
So how will they split? Have they decided how they're going to split that up yet?
Schooley swings and misses, and Brianna Aui will come in to score. And the Royals add another one on the wild pitch. Delaney Hahn out to third. And 4-1 Royals. Yeah, we'll take a look at that here in a moment, the breakdown. There's the 3-1, and that one bounces in there. And Schooley will head down to first base. And we'll take a look at that as Ari Kavanaugh will head to the plates. Baseball the last couple of years has also been 4 days. I think they actually changed that last year to change, and now we'll have a pitching change. We'll bring in Riley Weaver. And I think that was the lone change here. Jillian Ronenberg to first, and Riley and Jillian just switching spots. So, taking a look at it now, on that Wednesday of the state tournament, we'll have all of the Division I games. So they'll start, they'll have the 4 Division I games on that Wednesday, and then they'll go back into the Thursday games. Let's see. So instead of playing at 8 a.m., Division 5 has instead of playing at 9 p.m. and then 8 a.m. for Division 5, they have 9 a.m. and 11:30 a.m. on that Thursday.
Well, that'd be nice. You can see both teams play. Yeah. It has a little bit more of the basketball format. Makes you wonder. So since you opened up Pandora's box, let's talk about that for a second. Do you think that eventually they'll add that extra day for the boys and girls basketball tournament to go ahead and put 8 Division I teams and keep the similar format?
Yeah, I mean it's a possibility for sure. That's that's been in the talks for many time or for the last number of years for sure. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see how it all pans out. But
so in order to win the state title, then as a D1 team, you'd have to win 3 games at state: a quarter, a semi, and a final. Is that correct?
Yep.
Is that different than from years past?
No.
Okay.
No,
it's always the game.
Yeah,
it just was done later and got it.
Yeah.
Again, your knowledge of bookkeeping and baseball, softball is impressive, Steve.
Well, and it makes a lot more sense that that you have an extra day with an extra division for softball for sure. I mean, the games are shorter obviously than baseball, but as snow cone that one did, Morgan Parr behind the plate. Missed high.
Well, and you don't typically think about it because Goodman is a turf field, so it will hold water well. But if you ever get a real rainy day or some inclement weather that you can't find a way to play through, it does give them some flexibility. Whereas in years past, what would you do? You'd have to play late, or you'd have to play earlier.
Well, and the thing that they've run into previously, I think it was the year Pacelli. And that one misses low and in. Pacelli beat McDonald in a Division 5 game, and then Assumption lost the next morning to Oakfield. But it was really in question. And hits that outside corner, and Kavanaugh's down via the strikeout for the second out of the inning. That'll bring up Claire Nelson with 2 outs. But there's, I don't know if it's a rule in the WIAA or a rule in the city of Madison, but you can't start a game after a certain time of night. As Nelson flies this one to left, and Grency makes the catch to end the second inning. 3 runs, 4 across for Assumption. We played 2 complete, 5-1 Royals. You're watching high school softball on Zaleski Sports, presented by ShedsDelivered.com.
Is your business, church, or organization getting a fair deal on your copier contracts? Do you even know how much you're spending? Bauernfeind Business Technologies has been in the office technology industry for 70 years. We have an award-winning service department, and customers love our fair and flexible service contracts. If you're currently a customer, thank you. If you currently work with one of our competitors, let's talk. We can tell you if you're overpaying or getting a good deal. BBT, we want to be the easiest vendor you work with. b-bt.com.
Mega Custom Apparel, your local source for quality, custom decorated clothing and products. Discover a wide range of products from corporate casual wear to team uniforms, promotional items, sporting goods, and awards. Don't settle for less. With our in-house production, we will make your name or event stand out with custom sports jerseys, branded cooler bags, and personalized can coolers. Celebrate team success with custom awards and promotional items. At Meda Custom Apparel, we put your brand first. Explore your options today at medacustom.com.
Bella Rotar at the plate to lead things off here in to start the third. Kavanaugh misses just a tad bit outside and it's 1-0. 5-1 Assumption. Again, we're only playing 5 innings here in game 2. There's a swing and a miss. Evens it up at a ball and a strike. As we close just past 6:15 here in central Wisconsin. First softball games of the year here on Zaleski Sports. I guess second doubleheader. Olivia was here last week, Wisconsin Rapids and Eau Claire North, and they played 19 innings as they had a first game 12 innings. That was off of Scully. That's a tough hop, but a play that needs to be made and an error on Anna Scully.
For those of you following along at home, Texas has got the early lead in South Carolina in the women's Final Four, 8-2. Playing early now in the, I believe, second quarter.
Other scores. We're going to be done with our game before the first baseball game is over with. So
that's typically the case. Hence why you find so many umpires that have a hard time, or why you have a hard time finding umpires that are interested in working. Umpires that are interested in working a lot of baseball games versus softball.
Squares the bunt, offers at it. Now they got her in between over to first, and Howie just unable to get the tag down. Tough throw there, and it's no balls and 2 strikes here to Morgan Parr. 6-0 Chippewa Falls in that game. Gulf Shores at McDill Tulin, and Gulf Shores up 3-2 down in southern Alabama. Jason Zaleski down there. There's a ground ball over to short to second for 1. No relay throw. And Parr will reach on a fielder's choice here with 1 away. Back to the top of the order in Piper Moyer.
Just not quite as smooth yet as what you normally see the Royals there. I mean, we've seen Scully and Vullert make that flip a bunch of times. In that case, just off the turf, you have to be able to gather it a little bit differently. It's just a different bounce.
Moyer rips this one. Good stop there by Kylie Carroll, not allowing that one to get to the fence. And a rocket to left and a 1-out base hit for Piper Moyer.
Excellent job again by Carroll going ahead and knocking that ball down. That was on a frozen rope hit at her. Just got the tip of her glove on it to go ahead and knock it down. So 5-1 Royals, 2 in the first, 3 in the second, top of the third inning, but first and second for the Green Devils with only 1 out.
Kerrigan Danowski at the plate. Looks at a strike, and it's 0-1.
Steve, is my understanding you've got a little Easter celebration tomorrow. Is that correct?
A birthday.
Oh, a birthday.
Dad's birthday tomorrow.
Very nice,
Yep.
very nice. How old is Dad going to be?
Oh, gosh, Paul.
Putting you on the spot. I like it. Here we go.
60. No, not 65. 68, maybe? Yeah. He was born in maybe 69. I think he was born in 1956. Yeah.
They told me there'd be no math,
Yeah,
so I cannot figure that out in terms of where it goes.
My uncle always made the joke that my dad was born when there were only 48 states. So off the end of the bat there, ground ball, 1-3 put out, and runners advance for Kenna Kirstenlohr, and there's 2 away.
Really nice play on that by Kavanaugh. After the delivery of the pitch, sometimes you see a pitcher fade. She did not. Got a glove on it, went ahead and took that. Good job by always staying at home on first base. That ball's kind of a tweener. If she comes off, you take a look at it. Seems pretty routine. Pretty nice job of communication by the Royals there. So now 2 outs, runners in second and third for the Green Devils. And in steps one of the most dangerous hitters in the South Central Conference.
Kenna Kirstenlohr for sure.
Kenna was involved in a play with Claire Nelson on a throw-out, kind of a bang-bang play in the first game where she had a little bit of a wrist injury.
Nice play out there.
Coach going ahead and keeping his head down, gets the field there. You'd like to see him come with that a little bit cleaner than what he is. We'll give him a little crap on that later. But, again, he gets an A for effort. It's early season.
Head coach Jason Jackson down there and misses outside.
He's sharing with the fans right now. You see me barehanded? He was taking a look at it. He was talking about throwing him out over there. He's interacting with Andy Kavanaugh. Andy's giving him a hard time. Says, you got to field that clean, Coach.
1 ball and 2 strikes here to Kirsten Lohr. Missed outside, and it runs even at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
You want to be careful that you don't walk her to bring up Weaver with a chance with one swing to be able to tie this game up.
The 2-2. Fouled at the plate, staying alive. Lights on here at the beautiful Quadplex in Wisconsin Rapids as we pass nearing 6:30 here in central Wisconsin. Steve Mapes, Paul J. Glinski, Olivia Zimmerman here from the West softball field.
The world-famous, fantastic producer, Olivia Zimmerman, as I'd like to go ahead and refer to her as.
Is Marcos bringing us cheese curds? The 2-2. Fouled at the plate. Marcos Simonson coming through big for Olivia Zimmerman here, bringing her some cheese curds.
Marcos is the man.
Marcos is one of the nicest kids you'll ever meet. The 2-2 just missed a tad bit outside. Count runs full.
So, Steve, what is your favorite ballpark snack? If you were to say you only get one, are you a popcorn, a Cracker Jack, a cheese curd?
3-2. Definitely.
Coach Jackson has thought better of that one. That was a little bit harder hit. He's like, nope, I don't think so. He'll tell his player to stay down on that, but he decided that that was not the way to go.
The typical, I mean, the high school treat, I guess, for going to be hit over to Schooley, bobbled again, steps, throws, got her by half a step. Nice play by Anna Schooley. Argument. I think that was a pretty good call over there, and that will end at the top of the 3rd inning. No runs across. They leave 2. We've played 2.5. It's 5-1 Assumption. You're watching high school softball on Zaleski Sports, presented by ShedsLiver.com.
Hey, you're tuned in to Better Halves.
Skip, I love my hometown, and I want a health plan that feels the same way. So, what are your favorite local date spots?
Oh, yeah, I know like all the date spots in Eau Claire.
Jane, I'm Steve from Security. I've lived here in Wisconsin my whole life, and that means I understand your health coverage needs better.
By the way, Doug, it's Eau Claire. I have a dozen Eclairs in my dressing room.
All right, Macy Vollert to lead things off. We were just talking about concession stands and the meals and deals that you get. Macy Vollert to center field, backing up. Macy Vollert to dead center field, and the Royals add another one here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Macy Vollert, a huge smile on her face, rounding third base, and Vollert smashes that one to dead center field here in this one. And you saw her, I don't know if we caught it on camera, I don't know if you caught it, but rounding first base, in between first and second base, she looked over at Coach Nelson. He had about a 45-second conversation. He had about a 45-second conversation with Macy Vollert before she went up to bat in that at-bat. And the first pitch she saw moonshotted it to center field.
Absolutely, finally squared one up across the way in terms of where it goes. You say finally, so you've gone one game, 5 at bats. It feels like it's forever. I mean, again, when you look at how productive the top of that lineup has been, so good for Macy to go ahead and get back on to get herself rolling in terms of where it goes, extending the Royals' lead to 6-1 here in the bottom of the third inning.
Yeah, big confidence booster for sure for Macy Vollert. And that one's going to be lifted to center. Elena Aui hits that one and flies it out to center field.
So speaking of concessions, Steve, I haven't asked you this. I want to get your thoughts on it. How about Coastal Carolina announcing that as part of their concessions are now included as part of your ticket? I actually wanted to do a little research on that because I wanted to see how serious they were on it. You can actually go and get 4 items at a time. There is no restriction or limit on the amount of times you can go. You can get a hot dog, a nacho, a popcorn, and a pretzel each time you go up. So you can theoretically grab your 4 items, go to the back of the line, grab another 4 items, go to the back of the line. But it's an interesting piece. Where do you land on that?
Yeah, I love it. I mean, that's, again, I don't know how good Coastal Carolina is at football, but bringing guys in and bringing fans in. They're 1 and 2 miss low.
Well,
but yeah,
it led me to believe. So you stated, you got to spend all that money on a ticket, and then you got to go spend all that money on concessions. They've got to be banking on the fact that.
As Stabloski, a weak hit over to barehanded to first and got her. Oh my goodness, Kenna Kirschenlohr. That's short.
That's a web gem right there. Heck of a play by Kenna to come up with one hand on the spin and be able to go ahead and throw out Reagan at first base.
Yeah, absolutely right.
Anyway, that being stated, like I said, I just thought it was kind of an interesting go-around where they're banking on the fact that you are not going to get enough value. It's kind of the cruise ship theory, which is you can pay for the drink package if you'd like. They're banking on the fact you're not going to drink enough to go ahead and get your money's worth or your value out of that, or at least not that everybody is.
Misses away 2-0. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think the loan exemption for that is the alcohol at the Chanticleer's games. So,
well, I don't know if you noticed or not, but at Miller Park this year, there is a vending machine for soda that you can go ahead and it's a self-serve soda vending machine. So it's out in right field. You have to kind of take a look at it, but there is a self-service soda vending machine there. So just kind of an interesting piece from an additional standpoint, just something different. I think they'd probably lose money on Jason Zaleski as the final boss would be out there eating two hot dogs at a time. I think just making sure he got his money's worth. But for the most part, I'm just saying when the Zaleski Sports road trip goes to Milwaukee or goes to Coastal Carolina, I think they're going to be okay with us.
Yeah, I think that would be a tremendous trip out there for sure. I always laugh at the attendance. Some of the attendance numbers. 1 ball and 1 strike, my apologies. But the attendance numbers for games at American Family Field or Miller Park, what have you. But that's one downfall, I guess, living up here and not being able to go down there on a weekday, just a random weekday. I mean, you have the whole place to yourself pretty much.
I still remember I was down for the playoff game that they won. The home playoff game that they won against the Mets, not the last one that they blew, the what have you. And it's the first time that I've stayed for all 9, 10 innings, whatever it is, for the entire ball game and forever. It was a nightmare to get out of there. So we tailgated, had a great time, went down with my brother, kind of met them down there. My nephew lives down in Milwaukee. I was going to drive back that night. But I think it took me longer. As there's a foul tip that skirts away. I think it took me longer to get out of the stadium than it did for them to play the baseball game. Oh, that was brutal. Just brutal in terms of where it goes. And then, to your point, you got to drive back, so it's
3-2 here to Hahn. Misses. Got her on the inside corner, and that'll end the third inning. And we'll keep it here we head to the fourth. The Royals score once on the solo home run from Macy Vollert. There were no errors and 1 left on after the walk. 6-1 Assumption. We head to the top of the fourth, but you kind of you take a look at take a look at Riley Weaver. She came in relief, and it's not that she's missing her spots by any means, but you take a look, 15 strikeouts in that first game, and coming in relief has given up a home run, a couple of walks. But the Royals at bats have gotten significantly better from just an hour ago when they faced her the first time to here in the second go around.
Yeah, I think you're starting to see more foul balls, better selection, more patience at the plate. Again, better swings. All of a sudden, Macy, going back to Macy's swing where she's able to square up that ball, kind of follow it through, use that power, drive it through. So, again, I think it's just early season softball for a lot of teams. And again, I think it's one of the reasons why Coach Nelson was so excited to get these 2 games in today, these 2 games in tomorrow against Sevastopol, because before you know it, Steve, you're going to have conference games.
Yeah.
And, I would say that Assumption, Auburndale, Stratford, perhaps Marathon, it's going to be a very competitive Merriwood South. And I would think Assumption expects with what they bring back to have a shot to go ahead and regain a conference championship.
Yeah, absolutely. I had mentioned that before. We always talk about how good the Merriwood South is in every sport. The softball is no exception. I mean, you have a couple of teams that were at state last year, a couple of teams that were at state previously. Auburndale made it last year, Stratford the year before. Assumption has been there the last 3 years. And the pitching in the conference is unmatched. I mean, it is as good as it has ever been.
Well, if you think about it in the sectional, there are 3 teams in the sectional that made the state tournament last year.
Ground ball to schooling, yeah, absolutely. And that's the first second time that Riley Weaver has been retired here today.
And, again, thinking about that Assumption sectional, you have 3 teams that were at state last year, all bring back just about everybody, including their starting pitchers. Of course, Pacelli back-to-back state champions moving up to Division IV. Auburndale coming off their first trip to state. Assumption been to state 3 straight years. Something's got to give in that sectional. And if you're a Marathon, you're looking around and going, what do we do? Like, we're young and improving, and they've got a pretty good pitcher-catcher combination as well. But that's a tough sectional. I don't know what actually comes out of the other side of that, but
yeah. Well, and then on the other side, you have to look at. So Stratford was originally in that sectional. They got bumped up to have to go and play McDonell and the teams in Section 1 in Division 4. So if Stratford wants to make a return trip, it doesn't get much easier for them. But, speaking of that, I think the upper section is, Osseo and Oliva Strum. That one's foul at the plate. Evens it up at 2 balls and 2 strikes to Gwen Grancy for Adams Friendship. 2 balls and 2 strikes here with 1 out.
Let's see if I can find that for you, Steve. I'm trying to take a look at it. So in the bottom half, so you've got Assumption, Auburndale, Edgar, Marcus Ann, Marathon, Montello, Nacita, Pacelli, Partyville, Rio, Fall River.
There's a strike swinging as Ari Kavanaugh picks up her 4th Serve Pro Jamie Wenzel strikeout of the game, and there's 2 away now for Keegan Pokes. Jillian Ronenberg at the plate now. That was going to be a line foul.
In the top half, the winner of Group B has to play the winner of Group A. That's Augusta, Bangor, Cashton, Oliva Strum, Independence, Gilmanton, Luther, Melmin, Mondovi, Osseo, Fairchild, and Whitehall. I no idea. Again, I'll defer to your expert. Any of those traditional powers?
I think Oliva's pretty good. Mondovi, I think, is always usually pretty decent, and can never count out Osseo. They always seem to have a pretty good team in just about everything. Nice play by Delaney Hahn, but throws it away, and Ronenberg will take second on the errant throw. And there's 2 away, but the Green Devils have a runner at second.
Same deal with Bangor. Bangor always seems to have athletes, at least on the basketball side. Hard to take a look at it. You had made mention about our friends over at Stratford in terms of what does that look like. So Stratford is in a different sectional, Sectional 1, Group B. So they're with Boyceville, Cadott, Colfax, Lake Holcomb, Loyal, Greenwood, Glenwood City, McDonald Central, Regis, Stratford Spencer. But on the top side of that, Oh, as a baseball comes onto the field from the other area. You got Chautauqua, Weyerhaeuser, Shawamigan, Clayton, Clear Lake, Frederick Law, Hurley, Ladysmith, Phillips, Shell Lake, and Washburn. So, you don't have Grantsburg, which is a big thing for them. So that's a positive. But again, anytime you have to go through McDonald Central, Regis, some of those schools over there, Boyceville, not an easy path for Stratford as well. So, I mean, something to keep an eye on. Right now, if I were to ask you conference favorite, Steve, who are you feeling like?
It'll come down to the pitching for sure. You have Morgan Griesbach in Auburndale, all-state pitcher. Laney Pankratz in Stratford popped up. Right field side, Macy Vollert can't make the play, and the run will score. And Robbins will reach on the error, and there's a run in for the Green Devils.
There's something you don't see every day. Normally, the pretty sure-handed, I guess is the right term, fielding Macy Vollert. Again, first time you just get outside all year long, Steve. You haven't seen a pop-up that's been outside of the gym floor or outside of the gym ceiling all year long. It takes a little bit to go ahead and make that adjustment.
Yeah, I think you had mentioned, asked about the conference. Right now, obviously anybody's guess with as good as the pitching is in the conference. Assumption Auburndale go at it in 2 weeks for an early game. I think they end with Stratford as they usually do to the Royals, so we'll see how it all pans out in the next 6-7 weeks. Ball and 2 strikes here to Bella Rotar for the Green Devils. Fouled at the plate. I did talk to Coach Jackson in between games. Jason Jackson, the head coach for the Green Devils, and we will be on the field afterwards, likely talking to Riley Weaver. I told him either win, lose, or draw, we'll be down there, and there's a swing and a miss. Kavanaugh picks up her 5th strikeout of the game. A run comes across. A couple of errors, though, by the Royals. We played 3.5. 6-2 Assumption. You're watching high school softball on Zaleski Sports, presented by ShedsDelivered.com.
Take your valuable possessions from outdoors to indoors with help from ShedsDelivered.com. It's your one-stop shop for sheds, barns, cabins, garages, greenhouses, chicken coops, and hunting blinds, all crafted by skilled Amish artisans. Headquartered in Loyal, Rod and April make it easy. Just visit ShedsDelivered.com to design your perfect structure. With short lead times and free delivery and installation, Sheds Delivered is the smart choice for outdoor storage. That's ShedsDelivered.com. Go today.
Is it time to replace your old gutters? Call Schwartz Seamless Gutters and protect your home with new seamless technology. No seams, no leaks. With free estimates in 2 days or less and workmanship guaranteed, our service is as seamless as our gutters.
Emerson Bry at the plate, her second at bat, and as Royals lead 6-2 here in the bottom of the fourth. Outside corner, just missed.
It's been a point of contention today, Steve. In terms of where it goes.
2 balls and no strikes to Bry.
2 balls, no strikes. Bottom of the fourth inning. 6-2 Assumption.
Bry, a blooper down the left field line. Fair foul territory. Gave it a look, did Grency, and a foul ball. Made Custom Apparel specializes in providing quality decorated apparel, including from corporate casual, team uniforms, and promotional items to sporting goods and awards. Find just what you need to keep you looking great. Learn more at madeacustom.com. That's MADA custom.com. The 2-1 squares the bunt, pulls it back, and missed. 3 balls and a strike. Like Carrie Van Aert with State Farm, be your go-to for all your insurance needs. Carrie and her staff are always there to help you understand your options and come away with the right coverage for you. That's Carrie Van Aert, State Farm in Wisconsin Rapids. Ground ball up the middle. Kersenor with the stop. My goodness, Kenna with another fantastic stop, but an infield base hit. She is as advertised in the middle of the infield.
Yeah, range all day long in terms of where it goes. Really solid arm. Although you can tell the turf is taking an effect on her. Shaking her hand, shaking her thigh. A little different diving on AstroTurf than diving on some of the dirt.
Bry leads from first. Schooley at the plate. Misses outside. She's going to try and take second. Head first slide. Safe in there. Tag didn't get down in time. It was a bang-bang play. Parr with a nice throw, just unable to make the tag.
Shades of Kristen Casey in the old 35 uniform as Emerson slaps it up the middle, legs it out to first, and then on the first pitch takes off and steals second.
The 1-0 here to Schooley. Reached on air and walked.
Now, if she takes third base the way Kristen used to, then you got to take a look at it. Kristen was the only one that you knew that used to walk and be on third base. It was guaranteed. It was. She was so much fun to watch. She's still down at lacrosse playing, right, Steve?
She is. She has made a nice little career over in lacrosse for sure.
Of course, the WIAC, you talk about the power of the conference. Of course, the power of the WIAC conference, in and out for basketball, for softball, for what have you. So many good players in that.
The 1-1, Schooley bunts. And then throws it into the outfield. Throw to third, not in time. Schooley will reach second.
So Coach Nelson going ahead and once again giving the instruction to his third base runner across the way. But you can see Emerson's going to be a challenge on the base pass. She's got great skills and great instincts and much better sliding technique than Jake Linsky as well. So a bunt by Anna Schooley. So now runners on second and third, no outs, and up comes Ari Kavanaugh.
First offering to Ari misses a bit high and away. I gave her a fielder's choice on that one with an error for Bry to reach third. So, again, you can tell me wrong, and I will take your suggestions. But that's what I gave her, fielder's choice for Schooley and an error by the catcher pair to get Emerson Bry over to third base. There's a big swing and a miss, dropped one low.
Ari finds herself down in the count, 1 ball, 2 strikes, as she searches for her first hit of the 2025 campaign.
Pops that one up and out of play. Look out over there. Walked, strikeouts, a couple of strikeouts. Reached on an error in the 7th inning of Game 1 and grounded out and struck out here in Game 2. And Ari again behind, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Missed high. Sensational speed on the base pass for the Royals.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, that's one thing that you're 100% correct on, Steve. Anything that finds the grass is going to go ahead and score 2 runs.
The 2-2 misses. Pair another nice stop behind the dish. Whether you're catching a game or gaming with friends, Solaris Fiber Fast Internet gives you the edge. No buffering, no delays, just smooth, reliable service from a great local company.
Where do you land? Are you a gamer? Speaking of Solaris and taking a look at, are you interested in that Switch 2 as it comes out?
No. I there's very rare times that I'm able to sit down and game. When I do, it's pretty relaxed stuff. The 3-2 here to Kavanaugh, fouled straight back. There's a... Yeah, very, very relaxed stuff usually. Depending on the mood, then sometimes you play some other games, but yeah.
Hey, now, this is a PG-13 program, so no, it's one of those deals where, I know there's a lot of talk about all the different tariffs in the new Switch that's coming out. There's been a big preview of the new Mario Kart world for the Switch 2, which looks pretty interesting. So I was just curious to see on where you landed on that.
Yeah, there's, I used to be all into it. I mean, there's been a lot of hoopla around the new MLB The Show that people don't particularly like, but yeah, I'm a more of a farming simulator guy. Sit down and go farming. That's
raise those crops like the simple life.
I enjoy that. And
have you watched that show on Fox, Farmer Wants a Wife?
I haven't. I've seen previews.
I've seen previews. It looks really interesting. I'm not going to lie. I think it's kind of an interesting deal. The real question is there's a scene and they're in the water. Is that the creek or the crick? That's the question.
Yeah. And that one is going to be hit into right field. 2 will score. Claire Nelson, a 2 RBI base hit, and the Royals add 2 more. Claire Nelson drives in Schooley and Bry.
Nelson with a couple other RBIs, and in will come Jake Linsky to courtesy run for the catcher.
Bry scores right underneath the glove over there of Bella Rotar over at second base.
So no outs, 8-2 Royals. Macy Vullert, the last time at bat, hit a ball that still hasn't landed.
And Weaver misses away. It's Kavanaugh at third, Jaglinski at second. Royals lead 8-2, still nobody out here in the fourth. Appreciate everyone tuning in to this doubleheader. That one's going to be lifted to center. Backing up. Kavanaugh's going to tag. Jaglinski's going to stay put. That was a heck of a throw out there from center field from Kerrigan Danowski. A run does score. Vollert drives in another one with a sacrifice fly.
So again, Macy with 2 quality back-to-back at bats, putting the ball in play. So now 1 out, and that brings up Elena Aui.
Jaglinski at second with 1 out. Good swing, a bit high, and it's 0-1 to Aui. She flew out to center in her last at-bat. Fouled straight back in the screen, and Aui behind 0-2.
To your point, Steve, you can start to see even Aui starting to get a little bit more comfortable, starting to get the bat on the ball, falling off those pitches a little bit.
Aui ground out to end the first and a fly out in her at-bat in the third. We play in the bottom of the fourth here. Royals have scored in every inning. And a spinner in there. You could see it off the hand from Weaver, and there's a strikeout, and there's 2 away for Regan Sublasky.
So 2 down, bottom of the fourth inning. Royals lead 9-2.
That one bounces in there. Good stop again.
For those of you following along at home, South Carolina is beating Texas 27-26, 5 minutes to go in the second quarter in the first women's Final Four.
Weaver fires back, misses a bit high, and in 2-0 to Sublasky.
Steve, where do you land tomorrow night? Houston or who does Houston play tomorrow night?
The Dukies.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, I got to go with my man Con Knipple.
Con Knipple, Cooper Flagg. Duke has been a lot of fun to watch at this particular point. I would say that. And how about in the late game? Who do we got? Or the early game, the second game?
Florida. Is it Florida?
Yeah, I think Florida seems about right.
There's a wild pitch. Jaglinski will take third on the wild pitch. I don't know.
Florida and somebody. Olivia, do you know? Olivia's like, Olivia is like, I'm a Royals fan. That's about it. That's all she knows. It's all good stuff.
And the slow roller backhanded by Weaver. Steps throws the first, and that'll end our fourth inning. Royals scored 3. They leave 1 on 2 hits. There was an error and 1 left on. We've played 4 complete, 9-2 Assumption. Be back with the 9th and Macy Vollert in the circle to try and close it out. You're watching High School Softball on Zaleski Sports, presented by ShedSliver.com.
Get more sales, more customers, more employees, more community support. Let Zaleski Sports help you today. Our advertising rates are less than what you have in your pocket now. People just like you watching this broadcast are your next customer or team member. Plus, you'll have the satisfaction of making sure that our light continues to shine on these student athletes. Use the phone in your hand. Email us now. Are you tired of being a boring old tree, bird, or mythical war hero? Find the right job. Stop today and discuss positions that fit your abilities and qualifications, leading you to the perfect job. Always local, always strategically selected to match your skill set with local employers. There's a perfect job out there. Let Express Employment Professionals help you find it. In Wausau, Stevens Point, Medford, and Marshfield. Find jobs and apply online at expresspros.com.
Wow.
we go to the top of the fifth inning here in Wisconsin Rapids, 9-2 Royals. As Macy Vollert back in the circle here to try and finish this one off. Bocher fouls that one straight back, hitting for Morgan Pear, and it's 0-1. Royals, 9 runs on 4 hits. 3 Adams Friendship errors tonight. The Royals have left 4 on base. That was fouled back. Hits off of Nelson and our home plate umpire, and it's 0-2. They have drawn a handful of walks in the second game, and again, a lot better at bats than the first 7 innings of this season for Assumption. The 0-2 popped up and out of place. Straight back. Look out back here. As Claire Nelson will toss the ball back. We'll be on the field for our postgame show. We will have a conversation with Adams Friendship pitcher Riley Weaver after our ball game here tonight. The 0-2 is swung on and missed, and Macy Vollert picks up a serve pro Jamie Wenzel strikeout. And there's one away here in the fifth inning. Investor's Choice is Wisconsin Rapids' choice for financial investments, understanding markets, and helping you keep a well-rounded financial well-being as simple as visiting Investor's Choice for a conversation. That's Investor's Choice in Wisconsin Rapids. First offering to Piper Moyer is swung on and missed for a strike. Skis Meat Market, they're on Highway 10 East in Stevens Point. They're the perfect place to find a huge selection of brats, beef, chicken, and more. Get your specialty grocery items, deli meats, and even bring in your wild game. Get all that Skis Meat Market. Their quality is with the stop. No balls and 2 strikes. Macy kicks and fires. Slow roller, tough play. Nelson was hoping that it would roll foul. It died right on the turf, an infield base hit there for Piper Moyer.
He had the right bit of English, as they would say, in the pool world. Pool world?
Billiards?
Right? Billiards, there you go. Pool, billiards, that's the better word.
Same thing.
Yeah, billiards just sounds way more professional, Steve. I like it.
Bunted up the first base line. Vollert over to Owie, and there's a sacrifice bunt, and there's 2 away now on the 1-3 putout. Yeah, I mean, if you say pool, you could say water polo, you could say all sorts of different things. Billiard sounds fun.
Billiards does sound fun. I like it. It feels like
fancy.
Feels like a corner pocket type reference. Like I feel like we're all set to go.
Kenna Kirstenlohr fouls that one up and
number 21,
tops.
Kirstenlohr.
Yeah, we need some softballs here, guys. Oh, Charlie was going to throw it over the top of the fence in the dugout, but there's a netting up there. That would have been embarrassing. Oh, that would have been funny. All right, 0-1 to Kirstenlohr here with the runner at second and 2 outs. Off the glove on the wild pitch, and Adams Friendship with a runner at third and 2 outs.
In England, we could call a pool a lido, I believe.
Interesting.
Yeah, there you go.
Well, we're in America, so.
I was going to say, just floating out there things. I'm a fountainless use of useless information, Steve, so it's all good.
1-1 misses. I will tell you, though, you and I are big WWE fans. The crowds over in the United Kingdom were unbelievable. That was going to be popped up to second. That's Owie. She waves off, and that'll end it here in this one. Royals pick up a win, a 9-2 winner here in Game 2. 5-4 Adams Friendship in Game 1, 9-2 here in Game number 2. We'll be on the floor, not on the floor, goodness gracious. We'll be on the field for our Key Savings Bank postgame show, which is coming up next. We'll talk to Adams Friendship pitcher Riley Weaver after this. You're watching high school softball on Zaleski Sports, presented by ShedsDeliver.com.
We have something that we're trying to create at Key Savings Bank called Outward Energy. We don't just want to have the doors open, our members walk through. We want to be where they are. We go to meet them, we participate in their events, We think that's vitally important for us to show that Key Savings Bank is a part of the communities that we're in.
We received a very positive reaction from our community. On average, we had 250 to 300 kids alone that entered our building for the Halloween party. That didn't include the adults, grandparents, parents that brought the children. It's wonderful to be out in our community grocery shopping with my Key Savings Bank apparel, and families walk up to me and say, "Hey, I attended your Halloween party."
So about a month ago, I was approached by Sheriff Becker of Wood County Sheriff's Department, and he asked me if we'd want to participate in the Back the Badge bench press meet. So Key Savings Bank sponsored, had a $500 sponsorship to that, and I myself participated in that. And it was a really great experience. There was about 40 different people that participated throughout Wood County and actually the state. So with the Sheriff's Department obviously doing so much for us and throughout the community, it was just our way of giving back.
And now when I tell my friends and family what I'm doing or what I do every day or what involvements I'm doing, they're like, "Oh, that's the bank that offered the Halloween party. That's the bank that does the Christmas party. That's the bank that sponsors these golf events." So our awareness alone has just become amazing in the last year.
Key Savings Bank participates in a lot of these events. We love to do it. We love to know the community and the other businesses within the community. It's rewarding to see smiling faces. The kids event, when we bring them pizza, there's not just one winner, there's multiple winners. Cheese pizza is one of the coolest things that these kids love. And just seeing the smiling faces is outstanding.
Good. All right, welcome back to Wisconsin Rapids as our doubleheader finished up. Good, Olivia? All right. Our doubleheader finished up here as Assumption and Adams Friendship split the doubleheader. We're here with Green Devils pitcher Riley Weaver. Riley, 15 strikeouts in that first game. Just talk about what was working in the circle in the first game.
Learning your batters and adjusting to the ump's strike zone, I guess.
Yeah, and just talk about your approach at the plate. Had 3 hits in the first game, including a massive 3-run home run, a double, single, triple in the second game. What was working for you at the plate today?
Really just knowing the ump strike zone helped a lot. Knowing what to swing at, what to hold back on, that helped.
A couple of tough games to start the year. You come in here and knock off a really good Assumption team in that first game. What kind of confidence does that give you and the girls going into the rest of the year, knowing you can play with a team like Assumption?
It feels good. It feels good that we can keep up with these teams and that we can possibly compete against more like this.
And just talk about the group of girls that you guys have this year, and the team coming into. I guess you've already played 6 games. The mindset coming in and the group of girls that you got. Just talk about your teammates. Yeah, just talk about your teammates.
It feels good to have them behind me. They're always picking me up or just keeping me up too when it gets hard. It's really good having them behind me, knowing I can, if I do get tired, I can pitch it and not worry about. I can trust them to handle the play.
And defensively, you just mentioned it, but having a shortstop like Kenna back there, talk about how much confidence that gives you in the circle, knowing you have a girl back there like her.
That gives me a lot of room to kind of play around with. Like, I don't got to be so strict because I know she will take care of that. She covers a lot of ground and she can throw a lot of people out, so that helps.
All right, we're gonna put you in the house. You know what to do?
Nope.
Okay, I'm gonna give you this. This is a little wacky, so just be careful with that.
Okay.
I'm going to back out of the shot here. I'm going to count you down 3, 2, 1, and say, "I'm Riley Weaver, and I'm in the house."
Okay.
All right? That's all you got to do. 3, 2, 1.
I'm Riley Weaver, and I'm in the house.
Thank you, Riley.
Yep.
Appreciate it. All right, with that, we're going to sign things off here from Wisconsin Rapids. Baseball going on to our left. Maybe go over there and watch a couple of innings of that. Doubleheader split here tonight. 5-4 Adams Friendship, 9-2 Assumption. As we wrap up this one here at the Quadplex. We're scheduled to be back here on Monday for Assumption and Nakusa baseball. Pretty iffy if that's going to happen with the temperatures in the low 30s on Monday night. But we had a fun one here tonight from the Quadplex. For Olivia Zimmerman, this is Steve Maves signing off. And hope you have a great rest of your night. Assumption back in action here tomorrow at 12 noon. They'll take on Sevastopol. A softball doubleheader, baseball Assumption and Spencer tomorrow at 12 noon as well. Hope you have a great rest of your night. We'll talk to you again next time right here on Zaleski Sports.